completely sleet and snow covered.
To Boston, where Melanie Black reports.
People were asked to avoid being out on the roads last night. The governor has also called for today to be a remote work day.
And across the country, in areas the massive storm hit, there are still more than 800,000 power outages. And not only is driving difficult, there are 3,600 more flights canceled. Yesterday was more than 11,000, the most in a day since March 30th, 2020, early in the pandemic. The anger rages on in Minneapolis over immigration enforcement after a Border Patrol agent shot and killed protester Alex Pretty over the weekend.
Protesters gathering at hotels where they believe federal agents are staying, clashing with them and making any noise they can by banging drums or blowing whistles.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera.
DHS Secretary Christine Noem says her agency is leading the probe, but state officials say they want to do an investigation as well, and they've secured a temporary restraining order blocking federal officials from destroying evidence.
While President Trump's Board of Peace attempts to move the next phase of the Gaza ceasefire, Israel's on the hunt for the remains of the last dead hostage still there.
Police officer Ran Gavili. The 24-year-old was killed defending a kibbutz during the massacre by Hamas on October 7th, 2023. According to an Israeli military official, there are several intelligence leads that they hope will help them locate Gavili.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Super Bowl 60 is set. The Seahawks versus the Patriots. Seattle won the NFC Championship, beating the LA Rams 31-27. New England won the AFC title.
In Denver, the Patriots beat the Broncos 10-7 in blizzard conditions. Only 3 points scored in the second half once the snow rolled in. That was enough for New England to advance to a record 12th Super Bowl. They'll try to win their 7th championship in a rematch of Super Bowl 49, won by New England.
That's Tim McMaster. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Big snow and a big chill. Your radar is clear right now, but it is 2 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. It feels like it's -3. A winter storm warning is in effect for the next about 58 minutes. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:02. Indiana saw a big snowfall over the weekend, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Here's Jake McDaniel.
The snow might not melt for over a week. That's the message from Matt Eckhoff with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis. He says the real concern for this week is the brutal cold.
It's going to be a cold, very cold weather pattern coming up. Every night this week, it looks like it's going to be below zero for most people.
Eckhoff says wind chills could drop as low as 25 below zero at times. He's urging you to stay inside if you can, and if you have to go out, bundle up. Jake McDaniel, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Columbus got about 15 inches of snow. Indy picked up about 11. Areas along I-70 saw a foot or more. Bloomington and Seymour each got 14. Right now, roads are covered, and Matt Baer has more on that coming up in a couple of minutes. In the 93 WIBC Traffic Center, Indiana is under a statewide disaster declaration after the heavy storm Mike Braun issued it. Governor Mike Braun issued it over the weekend, and President Trump initiated it on Saturday. Travel warnings across much of the state. Many schools are canceling classes or switching to remote learning, and businesses, churches, and government offices are urging people to stay home. The Indianapolis Zoo is among the entities closed. Several local governments. You could find a full list of closings and delays right now at WIBC.com. With the NFL Combine staying in Indy through 28, city leaders are pushing to land a future NFL draft at this year's Combine. Chris Gall with Visit Indy said that he's excited to show off potential sites.
Military Park, we think White River State Park, we think the south side of Lucas Oil Stadium are all primed to gather tens of thousands of people together for that kind of event.
And Gull says Indy's set up for major events like the Indianapolis 500, so why not bring the NFL draft to Indy? I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic and weather together in 1 minute on a chilly, snowy Monday morning. It's 6:04.
Lose weight or stop smoking with hypnosis, guaranteed or your money back. Only $59.99. Destroy unwanted cravings, late night eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. Also destroy your desire to smoke without cravings, irritability, or weight gain, or your money back. Hypnosis, January 29th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss at 5:30 p.m., stop smoking at 8. And January 31st at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss 11 a.m., stop smoking at 2. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
It's a new year. Ready for a fresh start or career reboot? At My Computer Career, prep for a more recession-resistant future in the high-demand fields of IT, cybersecurity, in months, not years, including AI. Whether you're starting out or switching careers, no prior training is needed. Attend school online from home or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu to take the free career evaluation today. mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
We're getting stuck. Starting on the east side, the exit ramp from southbound 465 to westbound 70. A vehicle stalled out on that exit ramp. Also eastbound 70 at Emerson Avenue, a disabled vehicle on that exit ramp. Looking at the north split, westbound 70 to northbound 65, a box truck is stuck in a snowdrift. And that could make your exit difficult going from westbound to I-65. West side stall on the exit ramp from northbound 465 to Sam Jones Expressway, and a stall on westbound 70 out by the airport. This is westbound 70 approaching that airport collector with Ronald Reagan Parkway and Ameriplex. Traffic sponsored by ChumbaCasino.com with over 100 online casino-style games. Chumba Casino is your destination for nonstop entertainment. No purchase necessary. VGW Group void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions 21 plus. I'm Matt Bear on the fives at WIBC Traffic.
Marcus Bailey, Wish TV meteorologist. Is it as bad of a storm as you thought it would be?
Yeah, it was. In fact, probably just a little bit over. The numbers were a little bit over from our forecast. The number was 11.1 inches officially in Indianapolis. For 2-day total. That's the most, Tony, we've had in 2 days in over 12 years. You have to go back to 2014. So pretty impressive. I think the highest number we had was down near Columbus at about 15 inches of snowfall. So it was a pretty good snow for sure.
Talk to me about what we're going to see in the days ahead.
You got it. It's going to be frigid. That's going to be kind of the draw here as we go through the next several days. Snow's not going anywhere. Partly cloudy, bitterly cold today. A high of 9. Wind chills are going to be sub-zero all day long. Tonight, partly cloudy, frigid, 2 below, but I think wind chills could get as low as 25 below zero overnight. Tuesday will be the warmest day of the week, and it's not great. Partly cloudy, a high of 20. Wednesday, mostly sunny, a high of 14. And Thursday, partly cloudy, a high only of 15.
The lows were where?
The low temperatures will be sub-zero. 2 below tonight. And I don't know if we'll have low temperatures above zero probably through the end of the weekend, honestly. If we're lucky, we get to zero. But I think you're going to have a stretch of 5 or 6 nights potentially that you have actual air temperatures below zero. So, not great.
Never mind what it's going to feel like.
Well, and that's more important. I mean, 25 below tomorrow morning. So that's the wind chill value. So yeah, I mean that's nasty cold. That's frostbite on exposed skin in like 15 to 30 minutes. So that's serious, obviously. So that's going to be pretty nasty the next couple mornings.
That's Marcus Bailey, Wish TV meteorologist. Everybody needs a coat, and everyone needs to check on a neighbor. That's kind of what we got to do. We have 2 degrees, 2, in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 6:08. So as you heard from Marcus Bailey, Wish TV meteorologist, 11.5 inches of snow. Yeah, that's something. It was something to behold. Shoveled twice. Oh, I should say the family shoveled twice. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. I foolishly thought I could get a snowblower on Friday. You fool. Yeah. Oh, I'm in the market. A lot of people suggest just hire somebody. No one came down our street And you will find that your side street most probably has not been plowed either. I'm not getting mad at anybody right now. We had a good 24 hours of snow. It was constant and continual. A little bit of gap in there, but not much. Keeping up with that, not easy. Temperatures going down, not easy. This is going to take a little bit of time. That's what it's going to take. And I'm not just talking about Marion County, right? Even in vaunted Hamilton County, side roads did not get touched. And I'm not saying this so someone there in Carmel will be like, oh my gosh, we didn't plow Tony Katz's road. Get out there immediately. No. But if you want the address, just call. That's not the point. Everybody, it's going to take a couple days. We're not going to get insane. But we do have to recognize that some people aren't going to be able to get out of their house. Like, the roads are just not good. And then when they're, by the way, plowed, you're going to be people with driveways and it covers the driveway. We've all been through the problem. Check on a neighbor. These temperatures are going to be frigid. These conditions are dangerous, and it is going to last all week, as Marcus Bailey said. And so we're going to do everything we can to stay on top of it, to make sure that we're being people who are taking care of one another and have the latest news and have the latest push out there. You have over 800,000 people in America right now without power. The South doesn't know which end is up. Texas and what's going on in Tennessee. I think was I right that New Orleans got snow? Just nutty. So breathe deep, stay warm, check on a neighbor, drip the pipes. That's what we're going to do. I have got a lot to get to, including the latest out of Minnesota, and the answer is not pulling back. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
This is Gary Dick. Perspective on a new model for college football. Plus, manufacturing trains in Muncie and the impact. It's all coming up at 6:32 Inside Indiana Business.
Hey, what's going on? It's Hammer from the Hammer and Nigel show. And I'm not going to lie to you. I needed help. I got a bald spot in the back of my head, and it's embarrassing. I see it when I'm on television. I see it when I'm on the YouTube channel. So I decided to reach out for help. And my friends at We Grow Hair Indie decided to help me out here. These guys are the absolute best. I was a little leery about it. I could not have a procedure that, one, hurt, or two, left me looking like I'd been scalped. But after I talked with Darren and the entire team at We Grow Hair Indie, they told me their state-of-the-art technology, the progress made in hair growth, it's going to be okay. If I can do this, you guys can do this. Contact the team at We Grow Hair Indie, 317-522-2995. That's 522-2995. Get that free evaluation. It's free. You can also go online to WeGrowHairIndie.com. Contact them today and do this with me. WeGrowHairIndie.com.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 3/22/26. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Jeff Saturday for Indiana Unclaimed.
Listen up. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Indiana Unclaimed might have found some of your money. And if you're like me, you had no idea. But I went and checked for my name on IndianaUnclaimed.gov. Look, I found a Hall of Fame quarterback on that list and the foundation of a former punter. The state of Indiana is reuniting folks with $1 million per week. Your name may be on that list too. Go find it at indianaunclaimed.gov.
Show your Hoosier pride and celebrate the IU Hoosiers' perfect 16-0 season and national championship with the officially licensed limited edition National Champions Bobblehead Collection, featuring the first ever bobbleheads of Fernando Mendoza, Coach Kurt Signetti, and Hoosier the Bison. Each exclusive bobblehead is individually numbered and produced by the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum. Don't miss out on your chance to have this unique piece of Hoosier history. Quantities are limited. Pre-order yours today at bobbleheadhall.com.
Gold over 5,000, silver at $110 an ounce. Good Lord. You thought only Minnesota was nutty. Matt Bear has got traffic on the fuzz.
Yeah, box truck stuck in a snowdrift on westbound 70 heading into the north split, right at that split with northbound 65. And I'm taking a look at westbound 70, say Emerson, Arlington area, and you kind of have these man-made lane lines from the drivers that are just trying to follow each other at a safe distance right now. That's what's going on there. Also, kind of what's going on inbound 69 coming in from Fishers as we check the cameras there. You do have room to operate, but everybody allowing plenty of room. And of course, we're under a travel warning here in Marion County in the WIBC listening area. If you can stay home, do it. Traffic sponsored by Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. Indianapolis winters are serious. Benjamin Franklin Plumbing helps with water heaters, drain clearing, you name it. Visit Benjamin Franklin Plumbing, Indy.com, or call 877-BEN-1776. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
We've got 2 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. We are looking at wind chills that will start happening this evening into tomorrow. That will get us into double digits below zero. You want to make sure you're taking your precautions. You want to make sure you're checking on a neighbor. You want to make sure you're listening to WIBC for all the latest and all the updates, the closures, the cancellations, and there are a lot of them. We'll have all of that for you. Right now, the time is 6:16.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun. Brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love.
In the end, ICE has to continue to do their job. And the violence that we are seeing is organized, is focused, is purposeful, and for as long as ICE needs to be doing the work that it's doing in Minneapolis, it should not back down. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC, good morning. I am not about to allow, and I don't think anyone should, an organized group of anti-American zealots in cooperation with anti-American elected officials be victorious in supporting illegal immigration. And that the Democratic Party so hates younger Americans that they want them to be engaged in a world full of chaos and full of fear is despicable and wrong. And I will break down every part of this. And none of what I am discussing has anything to do with whether or not tactics change from ICE. We know that we have the shooting death of someone by the name of Alex Preddy, ICU nurse, and was a legal observer. Then you hear the story that Alex Preddy was involved in tracking ICE agents, was in the middle of the road, was videotaping people, then got into a scuffle with ICE. He was carrying a firearm. I believe it was a 6-hour P320. And that's when he was shot and killed. And people will say, what, I thought we believed in the Second Amendment. I do. And anybody who would say that you cannot carry a firearm anywhere you want in the United States of America, I would tell them they are wrong. Of course you can carry a firearm on the streets. Of course. But that's not the story. The story is, what were the actions that led to the shooting and what has been happening with ICE all the way around that could lead to the shooting? And then it goes into a part two. How many of these people on the political left are desperate for this to happen, have been fomenting the rage and the hate and the violence towards immigrations and customs enforcement? How many of them have been engaged in commentaries like this?
Our neighbors are being disappeared. P.S. Without due process, it is just called kidnapping. Then show up and use your voice. Put your body on the line.
That's the Lieutenant Governor of Minnesota, Peggy Flanagan. Peggy Flanagan telling people to put their lives on the line, put their bodies on the line. This has been continual in Minnesota. So we have two different subjects at play here. You have the shooting that took place, and then you have the clear organization, as we learned over the weekend. They track cars. They're running things through databases. They're keeping their own database. They're harassing citizens. Why are you here? Prove that you're not ICE. This is organized. This is put together. They are tracking every single movement in favor of support of illegal immigration. These people are un-American. Without hesitation, I can say that. But what does that have to do with the shooting, Tony? Can a shooting be a bad shoot? Absolutely. So you already have a heightened scene where you have this guy, Pretti, P-R-E-T-T-I, walking in the middle of the road. ICE agents are around doing their work. One of a slew of harassment campaigns that we have seen in Minneapolis, because the governor, Tim Walz, allows it, because the lieutenant governor, Peggy Flanagan, supports it, and because there are a large amount of progressives in Minnesota who are thrilled by it. And when someone gets killed, their answer is, well, good for us. Oh, I said it, I meant it. If an ICE agent gets attacked or killed, or in the case of this weekend, had the tip of their finger bitten off by a protester, they say good. And when someone gets killed, they say good. It means more people to our cause. That is the action of terrorist organizations, not of Americans. Pretti is in the middle of the road. Pretti has been tracking ICE, as we know from these signal chats and other things, parts of those groups. At that moment, ICE is trying to push them to the side, him and another woman and someone else. There's a pepper spray or something else used. That woman gets hit in the face with it. Pretti is trying to block the woman and protect the woman from ICE. ICE then decides to subdue Pretti. They decide to arrest him at the point, whatever it is. Pretti has a firearm, this handgun, semi-automatic, in his back waistband. There are multiple views of the video. But after multiple views, it is obvious to me two things. One, that an officer, some member of ICE or other law enforcement, saw the firearm and was able to remove it from Pretti. We'll call him the suspect in the case of just for the sake of this conversation. You can give me a better word. Don't tell me victim. That's what investigations are for. When that happens, it is possible that that firearm discharged, to which other ICE agents, or that one, could have yelled gun. A discharge took place, and then shots were fired at Pretti, killing him. The scene is already chaotic. Officers, as I understand the law a little bit here, if they have another officer claiming there's a firearm, if there is now a shot that's fired, they have a reason to believe the shot was at them and can respond. I do not deny certain things. Chaotic scene. The officer removed the gun. Did Preddy reach for the gun? I've seen a bunch of videos. I don't actually see that. I've seen some videos out there where people try and say, look, he's got the gun right here. I don't see that either. Preddy put himself in the position. Preddy went downtown to engage with ICE agents, unquestionably. Did he go downtown to engage in what did ICE call it? To do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement? I have no way of knowing that. And when Border Patrol puts that out, as the Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino has, I do not know if that helps. I do know that this is clearly about trying to set a narrative compared to the, oh my gosh, ICE murdered people. To which Tyrese Halliburton, your tweet doesn't help anything, and I don't think you're correct. You don't wait, you don't check. Alex Preddy was murdered? No. There's a story. I'll take an investigation. I can even call it a bad shoot, but no one walked up to him just minding his own business and put a gun to his head. That didn't happen. And Tyrese, if you're not going to talk about what it is he was doing, then we're having an unserious conversation. And tweets like yours don't help. But this has become the way of the NBA, which is a story I'll get into, including the madness of Greg Doyle, an unserious man who thinks he can wade into these political issues and not give the whole story like I just have. ICE might need a change of tactics. That's up to ICE. But if we're not going to discuss the tactics that are taking place by the political left in Minnesota, attacking ICE in an organized way in concert with media and in concert with elected officials, well then, we're not having any conversation at all. This is an organized attack against the United States to keep them from deporting illegal immigrants. That can be seen as a little insurrection-y. And I don't think ICE should stop or kowtow to those tactics. Matt Bear has got traffic. Matt, rough morning out there.
Yeah, Tony, we do have, we're able to drive on the interstates right now, but it's kind of those driver-made lines right now in the snow, so that's going to be tough, especially if you just have rear-wheel drive. We have a box truck in a snowdrift in the north split. It's westbound 70 on the split to northbound 65, and I do see emergency personnel helping out, so hopefully we can get him dislodged from the embankment here before too long. Southwest side, this is southbound 465 at I-70 just after the interchange. Right lane blocked because of a stuck car, and everything else right now, like coming down from Fishers. Again, same thing. It's travel. You can make the trip. You just have to follow these lane lines we're making in the snow right now. Please be safe and allow plenty of room. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 60% off plus 24 months, same as cash with 0% interest. Call or visit bwindow.com today, because at B Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hammer and Nigel Show back at it 3 o'clock this afternoon. The latest on the winter storm, the latest on the roads, and we'll try to have some fun, too.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis is everything that's right about Central Indiana. They've been locally, family-owned for 50 years, helping our local economy remain strong by employing 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis is proud to do business right here in the great state of Indiana. They're a conservative-minded company that shares our values and stands by their products and services. You can call Garage Doors of Indianapolis today for service today. 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Got a figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
Snow here and ice down there. Your radar is clear in downtown Indianapolis. It's 2 degrees. It feels like it's -3. A winter storm warning is in effect for the next 30 minutes. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:30. Expect long travel times this week. Matt Eckhoff, a forecaster at the National Weather Service, Indianapolis, says strong winds will make getting around tricky.
Don't drive faster than the conditions allow. Drive like your gas pedal's an A, right? So you don't want to go fast.
He says a big thing to watch out for is blowing and drifting snow, especially off open fields on back rural roads, which will cause trouble today into Tuesday morning. And while Indiana deals with that, an ice storm in the Carolinas is keeping crews busy clearing slick roads. Fox's Chelsea Torres is in Charlotte, North Carolina.
It's really interesting because even a woman that we were talking to, she mentioned a certain solution that she saw that these crews are using that she hasn't seen before when she lived in Michigan. So the one thing that the Charlotte Department of Transportation and NCDOT were using is a brine type solution, and it's brine and it has about 23% of salt. They put that on all of the roads to really help so that way the ice does not bind to the pavement.
More than 1 million people down south this morning do not have power because of the storm. Meanwhile, here in Indiana, AES Indiana says no current outages are being reported. 2 days after another person was killed by federal agents in Minneapolis, Minnesota leaders say they are taking the Department of Homeland Security to court.
CBP Commander-at-Large Greg Bovino said Sunday there will be no backing off their duties.
Our Title VIII immigration mission continues unabated here in Minneapolis.
Minnesota leaders seek to force ICE and Border Patrol to leave after shootings that have killed 2 Minnesota residents. State Attorney General Keith Ellison said he'll be in court today arguing that the federal government has infringed upon Minnesotans.
That's Fox's Gernal Scott. And tax season is here. The IRS will start accepting applications today. Federal returns for 25 will need to be filed by April 15th in order to avoid penalties and interest. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic, weather, and sports together in 3 minutes. It is 6:32.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Gary Dick. For decades, college football's biggest winners have been the biggest brands and the richest programs. But this season, Indiana University flipped that script as part of a new business model for college football and college sports in general. And it might just be opening the door for more programs to join the party, says IU Columbus Associate Professor Ryan Brewer.
Vanderbilt's also a story this year. They won 10 games, which is highly unusual. Those two programs, Indiana and Vanderbilt, certainly not in the question of who's going to win the national title prior to NIL money. So that has opened up the doors really for all the Power Four schools, any one of which, if they play their cards right with the right people, the right coaches, and the right system, they're going to have the possibility of attracting NIL money and having the ability to create a roster that's competitive.
Indianapolis-based radiopharmaceutical company Spectron RX is marking the completion of a major expansion at its campus near Grissom Air Reserve Base in Bunker Hill. While the company is not disclosing its investment in the expansion, the project includes the acquisition of 14 additional acres and construction of a major new production facility. Alabama-based Progress Rail has announced an agreement to produce 65 freight locomotives for Canada-based railroad company CPKC. Financial terms of the agreement not disclosed, but Progress Rail says the locomotives will be manufactured at its facility in Muncie. From the state's #1 source for Indiana business news, you're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress. From the foods we eat to the heights we soar. because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, investing connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures. Visit elevateventures.com.
Vincennes University is partnering with the Prosser Career Education Center in New Albany and Clark County Regional Airport to launch a new aviation training initiative aimed at addressing workforce shortages in southern Indiana. The partnership centers on the planned Southern Indiana Aviation Technology Center, which will offer flight and aviation maintenance training at the airport. This is Gary Dick for 93 WIBC.
Our check-in westbound 70 at the north split, and yeah, we have a mess here. We had the stalled box truck. It is not clear, but now a multiple vehicle crash on the exit ramp to northbound 65, right where the interstate split, and I'm counting 3 cars stuck in a snowdrift right now, so this is a tricky exit. As you come from westbound 70 to northbound 65, you're going to have to use the far right side of the ramp, and there is a lot of snow there. Not exactly the lane line we've created on the exit ramp here at the moment, so this is going to be tricky. Please be safe when exiting westbound 72, northbound 65. And then we're at the south split like we're leaving it. Westbound 70 going to the airport. This is a stall stuck at Meridian, Illinois. And then on the southwest side, another stuck on northbound 465 going to I-70. So you can travel today if you absolutely have to. Essential personnel only, as we're hearing. You're just going to have to follow the lane lines on the interstates if you have to go somewhere. And if you don't have to, well, don't. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts, big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
2 degrees. And as you heard Matt say, one issue begetting another. It's going to be a morning on the roads. You've got the snow. Anything that possibly could have melted at all is now ice. It's going to be rough. Matt will have the latest for you. Make sure you're following him on Twitter X, Matt in Traffic. That's where you find him, Matt in Traffic. And also follow 93 WIBC on the social medias to make sure that you've got everything that you need. The time right now is 6:36. A check on sports. And Ryan Hedrick, what's going on?
Tony, good morning. Sometimes you have to believe things before you can see them. Head coach Mike Vrabel, the New England Patriots, said that right after his team beat the Denver Broncos 10-7 in a snowy AFC Championship game last night to reach Super Bowl 60.
We got a great group of guys, and they continue to, again, believe in the things that we did, and they formed and created an identity, and they try to protect it.
And the win marked New England's first ever playoff victory at Mile High and sent the Patriots to their 12th Super Bowl, the most in NFL history. The Seattle Seahawks held on to beat the LA Rams in the NFC Championship game Sunday 31-27, earning another trip to the Super Bowl.
We didn't play our best game on defense. We made enough plays to win. You got to give them a lot of credit. They had a great game plan, did some things we weren't ready for. We had to adjust again, par for the course for their offense. It's a team win.
That's head coach Mike McDonald. So it's the Patriots and the Seahawks, a rematch of Super Bowl 49, and the big game will be played February 8th. And the Indiana Pacers will end their road trip in Atlanta today against the Hawks this afternoon because of the ice storm. Tip-off at 1:30. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
A new year means great new lease deals from Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Lease a 2025 Accord Hybrid Sport for $279 a month or a 2026 CR-V LX all-wheel drive for just $269 a month. Your choice for only $4,999 down. Make the most of the new year at Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Tax not included with approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only, not combinable with other offers. $10K a year, all fees, taxes, and first payment due at signing. Lease offers require qualifications for Honda loyalty. Offer ends January 31st, 2026. See dealer for details.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
We set out to be the very best of the best, and past couple years we've actually achieved that. For all of the state of Indiana, we've been awarded the Dealer of the Year award twice now. Unlike other brands, that only gets handed to one dealer every year, and we're very proud to have won that twice.
With
the best to work for you at FamilyHVAC.net. Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
High school sports are different, especially in Indiana, and these Hoosier student athletes couldn't agree more.
We all know the saying, in 49 states, it's just basketball. But this is Indiana.
Well, the same is true for all high school sports in Indiana, like volleyball,
And soccer, and softball, and track, and so many more. We're passionate about high school sports in Indiana.
They're an undeniable part of our state's culture.
They're woven into the DNA of our communities.
It's what we dedicate our time to.
It's what brings us all together.
It's what we celebrate. And as a high school student athlete, that's a pretty special environment to grow in.
Representing your school and having your entire community behind you.
Being a high school student athlete in Indiana is something we never take for granted.
And it's an experience we'll never forget either.
I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support Hoosier student athletes like these by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is who we are. This is Indiana. This is your IHSAA.
Call today or go to bwindow.com and receive up to 60% off plus 24 months, same as cash, with 0% interest.
Because at B-Window,
we mean business. We mean business.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis has been a local, family-owned and operated business for nearly 50 years and helps keep Central Indiana's economy strong by employing over 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis stands by their products and services while they share and embrace our conservative values. So when you have garage door problems, call them today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis, 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
Live streaming on YouTube. My gosh, it's like the world of tomorrow today. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning on a very cold morning. We are tracking all of those temperatures. Yeah, we're down to 1 degree. If it helps, we start at 3 degrees. And it is going to be a bad, bad week. We're going to feel wind chills that get us to 25 below. That's what we're anticipating this week. We've got everything for you at WIBC. And, of course, Matt Baer will not be allowed to leave the traffic center. You're going to have cars that have stall issues. You're going to have, as producer Carl was talking about, driving in this morning, packed. You're not worried about ice. It's the packed snow. It's that that's what's slippery.
Yeah, you have like these lane lines right now. I'm going around the cameras, and everybody's just kind of making a little snail trail going up and down the interstates, just following one after another and allowing plenty of room. But travel can be done on the interstates, but again, we're under a travel warning, the entire WIBC listening area, so only do it if you absolutely have to. The term essential personnel is being used like emergency workers and maintenance workers. So that's the kind of people out right now. If you don't have to do it, don't do it, but if you have to, there are ways to be able to get in today.
You did it, and you did it in a car that if you blow on it too hard, it's going to go into
holy hell. Every intersection. What I do, because it's rear-wheel drive and it's like the worst car ever for snow, I start like maybe a few yards behind the intersection. And keep in mind, nobody's out, and then you have to really accelerate to get through these intersections because with the plowing, there's drifts coming off these side streets, and unless you get a little bit of speed, you're not going to make it through the intersections. You're going to get stuck, and this is dangerous. It was anxiety-producing, and I'm sure a lot of the people driving are going to have the same thing. So if you don't have to make the trip today, don't make the trip, man. It's simple as that. It's these intersections, even where it's plowed, there are the snow drifts, and they're tough to get over, especially if you're in a rear-wheel drive vehicle only. It sucks, man.
And producer Carl was in a massive actual man four-wheel drive this morning, and you were saying that it's not so much ice, it's just there was a lot of packed snow, and the roads were just seemingly terrible. Were they plowed, or it's just there's no way to plow them well right now?
The freeways are plowed, but because it's so cold, the salt doesn't work, so it's ice. So you might think you're clear, but you're not going to be able to stop if you're going 65.
If you don't need to be on the roads, don't. There are a ton of closings right now. Some things might be delayed, but they're closing. So we've got the full list at WIBC.com. Ryan Hedrick will have more on that. We've got more for you coming up on what we're seeing on these roadways. Keep it right here. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
This is Chuck Lofton, here to talk to you about my friends at Exercise Inc. Exercise Inc. is the 20-minute, once-a-week workout program that will change your life. My wife Mary and I have been clients for 6 years. The program has worked well with my busy schedule. I was getting cardio, but I started the program because I understood the importance of strength training to overall health. It's helped me with managing my blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar. The biggest help? My sluggish feeling was replaced with much-needed energy. It's designed to help clients get stronger in a shorter period of time. The studios are private, just you and your coach working to reach your goals. Exercise Inc. has 5 locations: Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood, Zionsville, and now Fishers. So take it from me, Chuck Lofton. Improve the forecast for your health. Go to exerciseinc.com today to request a free consultation.
Traffic on the 5s and Matt Bear with the latest.
Yeah, Tony, we have a crash coming into the North Split, the very snow-covered North Split, and this is westbound 70 exiting to northbound 65, and right now the entrance ramp is open, but man, it is tricky to exit because you have to go to the right side of the ramp, which is covered in snow. So westbound 70 crash on the exit to northbound 65. South Split, westbound 70 crash at Meridian, and this is blocking 2 right lanes. We are also looking at a stall eastbound 70 at Meridian approaching the South Split. And then on the west side, the stall cleared northbound 465 to Sam Jones Expressway, and stall cleared southbound 465 at Hannah Avenue. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 60% off plus 24 months, same as cash with 0% interest. Call or visit bwindow.com today, because at B Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
We have got 1 degree. And it feels colder in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Matt is going to have all the traffic updates. If you do not need to be on the roads today, don't make it happen. We've got you covered if you do, and we'll have the updates all this week because this is not going away today. This snow, this weather, what's on the ground, we'll be dealing with this for a while. 1 degree in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 6:46.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220. That's Tony Katz to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
What say we start that new year with a new car at Tom Roush Lincoln? Hurry in for the 8-9-10 deal. Get $8,000 off new Nautilus or $9,000 off new Corsair. Or how about $10,000 off Lincoln Aviator? The 8-9-10 deal right now at Tom Roush Lincoln. Come get a great deal on all 3 from Tom Roush, where our family served yours since 1972.
Corsair stock number L25566, MSRP 55340. Nautilus stock number L26030, MSRP 62705. Aviator stock number L25384, MSRP 79450. See dealer for complete offer details.
Step into the spotlight with Dancing with the Stars.
Catch the live show at Old National Center Wednesday, February 25th. Reserve your seats and tickets today at WIBC.com.
The sports guys want to continue to wade into politics. Well, we had to. We had to because the NBA postponed a game in Minneapolis because of ice. No, the NBA postponed a game because the NBA has allowed itself to be run by emotion and liberal politics, whether that's in the coaching, the former coach Greg Popovich, the current coach Steve Kerr, comments from Steph Curry, comments from Tyrese Halliburton of the Pacers. Sorry, that comment from Halliburton. Alex Preddy was murdered. We're not going to have any conversation about what transpired, what took place. What is the role of the citizen? What is the role of ICE? What is the role of elected officials in Minneapolis? Wrong. That is the wrong thing to do. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. And when there's something wrong to do, you can bet that Greg Doyle will be there. Sports columnist for the Indy Star, who wrote, NBA postpones game because the USA seems to have declared war on Minnesota. If you want to talk about aiding and abetting those who are attacking ICE agents, biting off their fingers, leaving them bloodied, going after them in hotels, terrorizing other citizens, well, congratulations, Greg. You win. You've succeeded. I don't know Greg Doyle personally. I only have one run-in with Greg Doyle, where Greg Doyle at a concert where we were both given free tickets in a suite, complained that I was in the suite, and then said, as my friends who were there, who I invited, told me, well, he better stay out of my way or I'll punch him in the face. Or he'll get punched in the face. It's a paraphrase. Who can remember? He wants to deny it happened. I'll put my friends on the stands. Let's see how Greg does with that. Greg Doyle believes that he is somehow above it all when it comes to engaging politically, as he has before. And he's allowed to have his opinions. I'm not here to stop the man from having his opinions. I think when you write something, you better be able to give a full story. He writes that we've attacked Venezuela. We did arrest Maduro. I think that you should be a little more clear about that. We've threatened to annex Greenland. We've threatened to take the Panama Canal. No, we kept the Panama Canal out of the hands of the Chinese. Good move. But none of that is the story. He talks about the killing of this guy, Alex Preddy, and discusses that it was Renee Good in her car trying to get away from the ICE men with guns. One of those men aimed his pistol at her window and fired 3 shots. She died. No conversation of her blocking traffic. No conversation of her not listening to law enforcement. No conversation of her backing up her car. And no conversation of her hitting an ICE agent with her car. No conversation of her and her spouse proactively tracking ICE movements. None. That is propaganda. That is somebody who's down for the cause and is not interested in sharing a story with you to then give his opinion. On January 14th, it was Julio Cesar Sosa Solis, a Venezuelan man shot in the leg outside a home. He survived. Details of his shooting are muddled. They're not muddled. He was in his car, didn't listen to law enforcement, tried to hit an ICE agent, hit another car, drove off, actually from there ran off on foot, was subdued by an ICE agent. A fight ensued. 2 people came out of a house to attack the ICE agent with a shovel. The suspect then got free and continued to attack the ICE agent with the other 2 men. That's when the agent pulled his weapon, fired at the Venezuelan man, hitting him in the leg. They retreated back into a house. That's what happened, Greg Doyle. If you're going to lie to your audience with impunity, man, that's on you. And if that's what the Indy Star wants, well, then that's what they're going to get. But that is not what happened, what you wrote. What I said is what happened. Just be honest. And same thing with Preddy and his tracking of ICE movements. And even there, I say I want an investigation because there's a lot about this shoot that looks off. And there's also the situation which must get discussed. The NBA did indeed pause the game, but the Minnesota Wild didn't. Mark Dykton, who is a producer over at The Fan, said, well, the Wild play in St. Paul and the Timberwolves play in Minneapolis. And I said, I don't think that's the reason. The reason is the built-in liberalism of the NBA. And this idea that somehow this is what their fans want. They had a moment of silence for Preddy, never a moment of silence for Lake and Riley. This is political, just like Greg Doyle. This is purposeful to an ideology. The sports guys aren't interested in opinion, it seems, unless that it will get them, the people that they're covering, more favorable coverage. That's probably not true of everybody. It certainly seems to be true of a guy who doesn't tell the whole story, like Greg Doyle. Matt Bear has traffic.
Crash coming into the north split from westbound 70. It's on the exit to northbound 65. The ramp is open. Any exit is going to be a little bit tricky today, especially if there's a crash or stall present. So please be safe. And again, travel warning for the WIBC listening area, which means if you don't have to drive, don't. Also looking at westbound 70 coming out of the sound split. This is a stall blocking the right lane. Everything going to the airport. Again, we have these driver-made lane lines. You know, you have snow surrounding it and just kind of one or two lanes where people are following at a safe distance, and that's kind of the way to do it if you absolutely have to be out today. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts, big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Sniffles and sneezes got you down? GoodRx is here to help with big savings on commonly prescribed cold and flu meds. GoodRx is free and easy to use. GoodRx is accepted at all major pharmacies like CVS, Walmart, and Walgreens. Just search your prescription, find a coupon, then show your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx is not insurance, but it works whether you have insurance or not. If you do, GoodRx may beat your copay price. Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com to save today.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 3/22/26. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Show your Hoosier pride and celebrate the IU Hoosiers' perfect 16-0 season and national championship with the officially licensed limited edition National Champions Bobblehead Collection, featuring the first ever bobbleheads of Fernando Mendoza, Coach Kurt Signetti, and Hoosier the Bison. Each exclusive bobblehead is individually numbered and produced by the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum. Don't miss out on your chance to have this unique piece of Hoosier history. Quantities are limited. Pre-order yours today at bobbleheadhall.com.
Leave all of the 2025 dirt behind and start the new year with Zero Res. Carpets, tile, rugs, upholstery, and hard surfaces, your whole home can be zero resified, including your air ducts. With a 4.9 Google rating and over 5,100 reviews, Zero Res is the trusted choice. So start the new year with 3 rooms of carpet clean for just $119, plus a free hallway, and take 15% off regularly priced services when you mention the WIBC special. 317-388-5141, ZeroResIndy.com.
Gain insight on how to prepare for a secure retirement.
In our younger years, we want as much growth and accumulation as we can muster.
Take advantage of a free discovery call, 877-524-2677, 877-524-2677.
It's important for you to understand what that's going to look like later on.
And tune in to the Absolute Retirement Planning Show with Will Gonzalez, Sundays at 9 a.m., right here on 93 WIBC.
A new year means great new lease deals from Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Lease a 2025 Accord Hybrid Sport for $279 a month or a 2026 CR-V LX all-wheel drive for just $269 a month. Your choice for only $4,999 down. Make the most of the new year at Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Tax not included with approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only, not combinable with other offers. $10K a year, all fees, taxes, and first payment due at signing. Lease offers require qualifications for Honda loyalty. Offer ends January 31st, 2026. See dealer for details.
Coming up in 2 minutes, if you're driving anywhere this morning, you probably know navigating the snow and the ice could be tricky. Jake McDaniel breaks down what you need to know. An Indiana State Trooper's car was hit. We'll tell you how that turned out. And the Indiana Pacers game in Charlotte has been pushed back. I'll tell you why after Fox News. From the Dugan Air Heating and Cooling Mitsubishi Electric Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1, Indianapolis. It's 7 o'clock.
It's still stormy in the Northeast. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island. We can expect another up to 4 inches of snow to fall.
Fox's Brian Yennis is in Boston, where they got 16 inches so far.
There are now 13 states with at least a foot of snow on the ground from this storm, from New Mexico and Colorado through Illinois and Ohio, New York, and Pennsylvania.
The snow and thick ice in many areas has left more than 800,000 homes and businesses without power this morning, a lot of them around Nashville. Scott Brooks with the Tennessee Valley Authority tells Fox.
We have crews that are out. The local power providers have crews that are out. Everybody on the ground trying to get the power restored as quickly as possible.
The storm's blamed for at least 9 deaths in several states, including Texas, where in Frisco, a teenager died while she was sledding, being pulled by a Jeep, and then the sled veered off and went into a tree. In Bangor, Maine, a private plane crashed during the storm last night. 8 people on board. No word if there are survivors.
There was a massive fire after that crash. It happened on takeoff. Visibility was about 3/4 of a mile, which is very low. Obviously snowy, windy conditions in Bangor, Maine at the time.
Fox Business Network Cheryl Kazonias. For commercial flights, there are 3,700 more canceled today. The protests rage on in Minneapolis over Saturday's shooting when a Border Patrol agent killed a protester, Alex Pretty. Democratic state officials demand an end to the immigration enforcement.
The federal government cannot trample over the prerogatives of the state.
That's State Attorney General Keith Ellison. He got a judge to order evidence be preserved in this hearing today. Deputy U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche tells Fox.
There's an ongoing investigation, as we've said, all weekend, and obviously we're not destroying evidence.
The Super Bowl is set.
Over the middle, Cooper Cup, it's in! Touchdown, Seahawks!
That ended up the game-winning score for Seattle, beating the Los Angeles Rams 31-27 on Fox to win the NFC Championship. The Seahawks will play the Patriots. New England won the AFC title, beating the Broncos in a blizzard in Denver 10-7. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Winter has shut Indiana down. Your radar is clear in downtown Indianapolis, where it is a single degree. It feels like it's -4. We have an extreme cold warning in effect through 11 a.m. this morning. I'm Ryan Hedrick for the Michaelis Corporation. Here's what's trending at 7:02. If you're driving this week, give yourself extra time. Here's Jake McDaniel.
Matt Eckhoff with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says even with crews around the clock, the wind is going to be a huge factor in Indiana. He urges you to be careful and go very slow.
Don't drive faster than the conditions allow. Drive like your gas pedal's an egg, right? So you don't want to go fast.
Eckhoff added,
with the blowing snow, especially those rural county roads, snow from the open fields could blow back onto the roads, and that could be an issue maybe even Tuesday morning.
Jake McDaniel, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
We're measuring snow in feet instead of inches in some parts of Indiana. Columbus picking up 15 inches. Bloomington and Seymour picked up 1 foot and 2 inches. In Indianapolis, we got just over 11 inches. The storm left Indy with the heaviest snowfall total in nearly a decade. The state is responding. Governor Mike Braun declared a disaster as snow continued to fall this weekend, and President Trump approved a federal emergency declaration Saturday for extra resources. Monday, shaping up to be a stay-at-home day. We have a complete list of closings and delays up at WIBC.com right now. Schools closing or going online. Businesses, churches, government offices. The Indianapolis Zoo is closed. Local governments from Shelbyville to Hamilton County and Marion counties are keeping offices shut, while crews work to clear roads. 2 semi-trucks collided with an Indiana State Trooper's car over the weekend. Johnette Cruz has that story.
An Indiana State Trooper narrowly avoided a tragedy on I-70 near Plainfield Sunday while trying to protect a stranded family. Sergeant John Perrine with the Indiana State Police says a semi-truck sideswiped the cruiser, followed seconds by another semi striking the car from behind. Perrine says the accident was entirely preventable.
We have a combination of a lot of selfish drivers out there that are only driving for themselves and not for the safety of everyone else. And their disregard for safety is making it extremely dangerous, not just for our first responders and our troopers, but for everybody who has to be out today.
The family and the trooper were not injured. State police are currently investigating whether the semi-drivers were in compliance with federal safety guidelines. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Indiana Pacers game against the Atlanta Hawks happening down in Atlanta has been moved to 1:30 because of the ice there. And Notre Dame is losing a key member of its defensive staff to the NFL.
Notre Dame defensive backs coach Mike Mickens is headed to the NFL. Mickens is leaving South Bend to join the Baltimore Ravens coaching staff, ending a successful run developing the Irish secondary. Mickens spent several seasons at Notre Dame and was widely credited with player development and recruiting in the defensive backfield. Under his guidance, Notre Dame produced multiple NFL drafts and consistently ranked among the nation's top pass defenses. The move gives Mickens his first opportunity at the professional level. Len Clark, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com at 7:05. Traffic on the 5s. You got your hands full, Matt Bear, don't you?
Yeah, Ryan, same thing with the drivers. If you don't have to drive today, don't do it. Marion County under a travel warning, the entire WIBC listening area under a travel warning, meaning if you don't have to drive, don't drive unless you're essential, like an emergency personnel or healthcare worker. Right now, yeah, this is bad open. I'm looking at this exit ramp on the south side, eastbound 465 to I-69. We're calling the ramp closed because we have a car stuck right in the middle of the exit ramp. Now, this is a wide ramp. You're like, why can't we drive around? Well, the whole ramp is covered in snow on the approach. Again, this is eastbound 465 to the new I-69 on the south side. Ramp is shut down because of a stall, because of a stuck. Also looking at westbound 70 heading into the north split. That is a crash on the exit to northbound 65. Still downtown area looking at westbound 70 at Meridian. 2 left lanes closed because of a crash. Everything to the airport right now. Again, we're driving in these man-made lane lines that the drivers make in the snow. We're kind of following it a snail trail out to the airport here at the moment and just allowing plenty of room, and that's the way to do it here this morning. Traffic sponsored by Grand Appliance. Get up to $600 back on LG appliances exclusively at Grand Appliance during their New Year New Appliance sale. Visit grandappliance.com for full details. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Tara Hastings, Wish TV meteorologist, what's happening?
Hey, good morning. It is incredibly cold out there. This snow is going to be sticking around for some time. I do think we're going to see partly cloudy skies later this afternoon. High temperatures only near 9, and wind chill values will remain below 0 all day long. Tonight, partly cloudy and frigid. Low temperatures will fall to 2 below 0. And on Tuesday, this is going to be the warmest day we see this week. Highs around 20 under partly cloudy skies. I will say early Tuesday morning, we could see wind chill values anywhere from 15 to 25 degrees below 0. It is going to be a breezy day on Tuesday, so it's going to feel even colder. And throughout the rest of the week, we've got temperatures only in the teens and nighttime lows below 0.
That is Tara Hastings right there. Don't forget to join us at 8:06. We will get a little deeper into the forecast this week and how it's going to affect all sorts of things, from the roads to that connecting flight you might have. Every bit of it. Tara Hastings will be with us. Tara, stay warm, stay safe. I appreciate it. We've got 1 degree in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 7:08. The Patriots and the Seahawks. That is your Super Bowl. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. I'll watch. It's not the Patriots of old. I think I would have enjoyed the Broncos more, but bad weather, backup quarterback, a lot of things. JMV joins us. He's the voice of sports in Indiana, 93.5, 107.5, The Fan. Hey, before we get to the Super Bowl, let us talk about your Indiana Pacers. They are 11-35, but no longer the worst in the East. That belongs to the Wizards. I don't know what I'm supposed to think. They can win some games. They can lose some games now. At least it's not all losses all the time and 13 in a row. I don't think this team is playoffs bound. But what is it that you've seen so far? What is it that you're seeing now? Is it anything different?
Hey, Tony. Good morning to you, too, by the way, brought to you by LD Smith Plumbing. That's 317-927-7186, ldsmithplumbing.com. The point to be made here is it's a gap season. And a gap season means without Halliburton and a lot of your essential guys, you're not going to be very good. Now, their placement here is it's tough because I, like you, expect teams to go out there and win. And when they don't, you're disappointed. But it probably would be better off down the road when they lose, because the more they lose now, the higher of an opportunity they're going to have a top 2, top 3 pick coming up in the NBA draft. So we'll follow that. But truth be told, it was refreshing to see them do in Oklahoma City what they did in Oklahoma City. Didn't have a feeling of the NBA Finals, Game 7. There was no revenge factor. Hey, we got them back or anything like that. The simple fact is these guys, Tony, are working their rear ends off still. They're not getting the results or the outcomes they want. And to get a game like that where they play well against the best team in the NBA and they beat them on their home hardwood, to me was incredibly refreshing, because at the end of the day, we're always wanting to see the teams that you value win games, even if it's better off in the long run they lose games. It's an awkward situation, but it was refreshing to see them win an OKC for sure.
And I'd rather see the wins than the losses. I don't care about the lottery picks or anything else. I'd rather see the wins. Yeah. Let me bring it over to the NCAA and your national champion, IU, Indiana Hoosiers. Let us discuss Alberto Mendoza. Now in the transfer portal, I believe going to Georgia Tech. Was there no place for him on this team? Is this a bad blood conversation? We've seen some other people enter the portal. Or is this the realization that things here are going to get way too competitive really, really quickly? Better go where I'm guaranteed the opportunities.
Well, see, Tony, IU went out and got a guy by the name of Josh Hoover from TCU. He's coming in via the transfer portal, and obviously he's coming in to start. And Mendoza wants to go somewhere where I believe he has 3 years of eligibility remaining, where he wants to play. So he sought out a spot that would bring him in where he could get some run, and Georgia Tech ended up being that place. By the way, too, Josh Hoover's a guy from TCU going all the way back to a Tom Allen recruiting class that included David Jackson from Center Grove High School. He was going to be a part of that recruiting class, and then things didn't go that way. He ended up at TCU, and now he comes back to IU as a much more seasoned and what they believe to be a much higher level quarterback that fits what Curt Cignetti is doing offensively. It just becomes, where do you want to go where you can still get that NIL money, but also get some run, also get some opportunities under center? And Alberto Mendoza felt that Georgia Tech was going to be the better play because Hoover was coming into Bloomington and likely was going to be that.
But it's not a bad blood situation between Alberto Mendoza and Curt Cignetti.
Not at all, Tony, not at all. You're just going for opportunity, and that's it.
Talking to JMV, the voice of sports in Indiana. We have a big game. I don't know if I'm allowed to say Super Bowl. I don't think the Rams believe they could lose. And they do. I don't believe people thought Sam Darnold was going to get to a Super Bowl. Minnesota and the Jets hurt worst. But here we are. The Seahawks against the Patriots. I would argue the Seahawks are a far better team on paper. I think Vrabel is coach of the year this year. Highlight this matchup coming up for us.
Yeah, you mentioned that too. In terms of Colts fans around here, you're looking at a New England team that has, ridden the top and then gone down to the bottom and then been rebuilt, and they're back up now as well, which is incredibly disappointing, I'm sure, for Colts fans. But no, it's an interesting matchup. It's one of those things where you're going to look at Mike Vrabel and company grinding it out, Tony, like they did yesterday in Denver on the road. You just grind it out until the end, and you're there as a winner, and that's what you're going to have to do against Seattle. Because the one thing that Seattle does offensively, Sam Darnold was absolutely outstanding in an NFC title game without question. They're normally much better defensively. You saw them bickering on the sidelines. There were some uncharacteristic things going on with them. But I think overall, you look at offense and defense, they are the much better team going in here. And what Vrabel will do, as you mentioned, being what should be the coach of the year, he'll grind this thing out, make Seattle play the way that New England plays, and hopefully make it an interesting Super Bowl in Santa Clara, because on paper, it doesn't really look like it potentially is going to be a fantastic Super Bowl, but we shall see.
JMV, appreciate you. Catch him at 3 p.m. over there on the Fan. Drive safe today. It's rough out there. Matt Bear has got traffic for you on the 5s from the WIBC Traffic Center. What do we know?
Yeah, Tony, I'm looking at this exit ramp from eastbound 72, southbound 69. This is on the south side, the new 69, as we make our exit from eastbound 465. I mean, it's a blanket of snow, a snowdrift, and the ramp is closed, and no vehicles can make that exit from eastbound to southbound at the moment. I'd take that off your travel list until that ramp gets plowed. In fact, don't travel at all. We are under a travel warning, the entire WIBC listening area. That means medical and emergency personnel only. Looking at westbound 70, entering the north split, cars stuck in a snowdrift on the exit to northbound 65. Looking at westbound 70 coming out of the south split, that's a crash. On the northwest side, a stall on the exit from eastbound 74 to northbound 465. And then looking at the airport westbound 70, it's doable right now as we travel in these driver-made lane lines right now, allowing plenty of room. That's a very good thing. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 60% off, plus 24 months, same as cash with 0% interest. Call or visit bwindow.com today, because of B Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
1 degree in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 7:16.
The 2026 NCAA Men's Final Four is coming to Indy. The fun starts Friday, April 3rd with the NCAA Men's Final Four Fan Fest presented by Capital One. Experience interactive games for all ages, celebrity and athlete appearances, giveaways, and much more. Come ready to play April 3rd through the 6th at the Indiana Convention Center. Fan Fest is free for kids 12 and under, Capital One card holders, college students, military personnel, and 2026 Final Four ticket holders. Visit ncaa.com/Men's Final Four.
When you have a fire emergency, you need a restoration company you can trust to put everything back together. Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I know, I've relied on Michaelis after a fire at my home. I'm here with the owner, Richard Michaelis. Richard, what makes Michaelis the right call if you have a fire?
Michaelis is local and family owned. We are your neighbors, 39 years of experience, and we'll respond 24/7, 365. The Michaelis Corporation is IICRC certified. We will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I've lived it. Michaelis was on the scene at my home before the firefighters had even rolled up their hoses. They asked me about calling a restoration company. I told them I had Michaelis. They told me Michaelis was the real deal. You help with insurance too?
Yes, we'll work through the insurance process to give you peace of mind.
Water, storms, fire, and mold. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
You've put in the years. Your experience should be respected and paid for. WIBC is hiring experienced commercial kitchen and refrigeration technicians. At WIBC, you'll find top pay, steady work, and real work-life balance, plus paid holidays, paid vacation, paid travel time, and paid training. If you're ready for a company that values your expertise and your time, this is your opportunity. Call 317-873-2512 or visit VASEY.com, VASEY.com.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun. Brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
You still thinking job change in the new year? Yeah, I need something that's in high demand
high-end and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Here's a tale of Linda trying to lose weight, but the med prices she found were all over the place.
Hidden fees and markups made her jaw drop low. Then she found GoodRx. Now she's in the know.
GLP-1 subscriptions FDA approved.
With clear upfront pricing.
And same-day pickup.
That's GoodRx, the no-nonsense way. Save time and money on prescriptions.
Get to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Hi, this is Malia with Family Heating and Air, and as a mom myself, I know it's really important to keep the kiddos healthy. Air quality, humidity, those are super big issues on my concern list. If you share any of these concerns, give family a call, 317-577-8077.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Bring on the popcorn moment, brought to you by Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com. If it's inside your four walls, you call Booher to take care of it all. That's what they do. Your kitchen, your bathroom, your basement. What do you want it to look like? What do you want it to feel like? How weird do you want it? How personalized do you need it? How specific to your need? Because it's all about you and creating the value of your life, not just the value of your home. And Booher understands the best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana, and the highest quality brand names you know and trust. Booher will guide you through the entire process. Their 5-step design process. Make sure you know exactly what's happening. What you want done gets done, and the result is everything you ever dreamed of. Booher Remodeling, they deliver quality work on time with a service-oriented attitude, and they stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee. Talk to Booher Remodeling today. 317-852-5546. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-852-5546. Booher Remodeling, 852-5546, or online at Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com. The popcorn moment. Let's go. It's the story you need to hear to believe, then grab your popcorn, because there is more. I understand that there's a lot of focus on Minnesota and Immigration and Customs Enforcement right now. And I could show you polling where there's a massive swing in terms of the positivity people had regarding how the Trump administration was handling immigration to now, to the negative. Well, that's a PR story, which so much of this is about, which is going to get us to another government shutdown. I'll get to that as well, but it isn't the only story. This is Dr. Robert Redfield, former director of the CDC. If you haven't heard this, you're going to scream. You're going to say, I knew it. This is all about vaccines and the lies that we were told. Now, I am not one of the people who believes that, well, I think it's fine if you didn't call it a vaccine. I am not one of the people who believes that taking whoever it was from, one of these shots, was necessarily the worst idea in the world. I think that there is an age group and a section of America that benefited from them. I think that in my conversations with doctors, they'll tell you there are people who benefited from them. I think the idea of force was disgusting and despicable. And the CEOs and others who said you have to get this vaccine, wrong, terrible, awful, and they have to live with that. No, I'm sorry. We all have to live with it because some people did that for fear of their jobs. And no CEO, including those in Indianapolis, should ever think that they were good or moral or decent when they did it. Despicable and disgusting. I just don't think it was the end of times. There are plenty of people who got we'll call it vaccine, and are fine today. And there are people who had issues. Undoubtedly true. The idea that we weren't allowed to talk about it, we weren't allowed to discuss it, they kept people from engaging in these conversations, that there was this massive force against those saying, hey, I don't need this. The push to get children vaccinated was so disgusting and reprehensible, and still is. This brings us to Dr. Redfield speaking at the Heritage Foundation. You're about to get very angry.
The problem is not the science of creating the vaccine. The problem was the public policy and how to use the vaccine. The vaccine should have never been mandated. It wasn't never meant to prevent transmission. It didn't prevent transmission. Probably was a misnomer to call it a vaccine. It's really more like a medicine. It doesn't stop infection.
If you remember correctly, on this very show and others, we discussed exactly this, that it doesn't stop transmission, that everything that The View said was a lie, everything the left was saying was flawed. We were engaged in science, and the pushback was massive. You remember this when we take a look at what's happening in Minnesota. What is the propaganda operation versus what is the reality? And are you willing to wait to find out you were right while you are getting abused on the other side? The answer is no, but let the doctor continue.
Children should have never been vaccinated. People shouldn't have been mandated to be vaccinated to go to school and work. So the policy side was totally misplayed, okay? And I know the vaccine came out on the 14th of December, and I was out of office on January 20th, so unfortunately I had very little influence on the policy. But I did argue that it should be a vaccine that we should use for the vulnerable. Put it in the nursing homes, put it in assisted living. Don't mandate this vaccine, didn't belong in children. So a lot of overreach. And as a consequence, the mRNA was a new technology. It hadn't, we don't know all of the potential negative consequences. I'll say this briefly because I see the timer. When I give you an mRNA vaccine, and I've talked to the FDA and others about this, when I give you an mRNA vaccine, I don't know how much spike protein you make. I turn you into a spike protein factory. I think the FDA should know how much protein do you make.
Trust yourself. Trust your gut. However you went about it. You want to talk about not having faith in the institutions. There you go. And now you want me to believe every bit of madness coming out of places like Minnesota? They'll all talk about, look what ICE is doing, and not talk about what these elected officials are doing with people on the ground and the clear coordination paid for by someone to usurp the United States? Nah. I've been down this road. I have seen this movie. This movie sucks. And it's why, and I will get into it, the answer is not remove ICE. The answer is arrest the un-American so-called protesters engaged in the coordinated violence. Where's the RICO statutes? My gosh, when are people going to be arrested for this insurrection? Matt Baer has traffic on the 5s. What's up, Matthew?
All right, Tony, that is it for the ramp from westbound 72, northbound 65. It is now closed in the north split. We had a stall, a crash, and a crash, and this crash is the straw. So westbound 72, northbound 65, that ramp is closed because of a crash and a huge snowdrift. Looking at the south side, eastbound 465 to I-69, that ramp is reopened. Now the exit lane is just packed snow surrounded by drifts. So in my car with rear-wheel drive only, I am not using this ramp. It is one big snowdrift. Somebody's exiting at the moment and doing it slowly. I hope they make it. Looking by the airport, it's westbound 70, a stall before the airport collector with Ronald Reagan Parkway to Meriplex. Downtown, eastbound 70 at Meridian, crash blocking 2 left lanes. Also looking at a stall on eastbound 70 at Holt Road. The entrance ramp is partially blocked. Northwest side, a stall from eastbound 74 to northbound 465. The ramp is open. It's covered in snow. Traffic sponsored by B-Window. Right now at B-Window, receive up to 60% off, plus 24 months same as cash with 0% interest. Call or visit bwindow.com today. Because of B-Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, it's Casey from the Kendall and Casey Show. Big winter storm on the way this weekend. Stay safe, stay prepared, and stay with WIBC for the latest on what's coming our way. We'll catch you back here Monday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom,
think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well,
I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-557-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
Attention CDL Class B drivers. Are you looking to work for a company that gets you a great starting wage, outstanding benefits, and a generous retirement plan? Irving Materials Incorporated is hiring. IMI is hosting a job fair February 4th from 5 to 8 p.m. and February 7th from 9 to 12 p.m. at the Hilton Garden Inn, 6930 Intech Boulevard, Indianapolis. If you're a CDL Class B driver, IMI wants to see you. Wednesday, February 4th and Saturday, February 7th. To learn more, visit driveimi.com. driveimi.com.
Gain insight on how to prepare for a secure retirement.
In our younger years, we want as much growth and accumulation as we can muster.
Take advantage of a free discovery call, 877-524-2677, 877-524-2677.
It's important for you to understand what that's going to look like later on.
And tune in to the Absolute Retirement Planning Show with Will Gonzalez, Sundays at 9 a.m. right here on 93 WIBC.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Looking ahead to conditions after this weekend's snowstorm, your radar is clear in downtown Indianapolis. We're down to 2 degrees. It feels like it's -3. An extreme cold warning is in effect through 11 a.m. this morning. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:31. Heavy winter snow blanketed Indiana on Saturday into Sunday, creating bad road conditions and a record-breaking deep freeze. Matt Eckhoff at the National Weather Service, Indianapolis.
With the blowing snow, especially those rural county roads, snow from the open fields could blow back onto the roads, and that could be an issue maybe even Tuesday morning.
Eckhoff says wind chills could reach 25 below zero at times. He says if you don't need to go outside, just stay in. Schools are closing or moving online today, and businesses, churches, and government offices are pausing operations. You could find out about delays and closings right now at WIBC.com. Government offices in Shelbyville, Hamilton, and Marion counties are keeping offices shut. Indianapolis plans to share an update on road conditions in Marion County by midday today. Once the snow has stopped, crews say they've been out treating the roads, and the last time they salted the roads was Friday. The roads are that cold. A winter storm is moving through New England, bringing more than a foot of snow with additional snowfall expected today. Fox's Brian Yennis is in Boston.
We're seeing upwards of 17 inches of snow, reports of that. Some 20 inches in communities just north of Boston, but most of the Commonwealth has seen at least a foot of snow, and there is more coming today. Forecasts of up to 4 or 5 inches of snow still left to fall here in Massachusetts and in Boston throughout the day into the early evening. And, the Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey is telling folks to just stay home. School is canceled here in Boston.
And there's an ice storm going on down south. More than 1 million people are without power in the Carolinas. A former Olympic snowboarder connected to murder and drug crimes is set to appear in federal court today in California. Ryan Wedding had been on the FBI's top 10 most wanted list for dealing cocaine and ordering killings, Police say he was caught Thursday in Mexico City. Iran has put up a large mural with the message aimed at the United States showing a damaged U.S. warship and warning against military action.
If you sow the wind, you will reap the whirlwind. That slogan forms part of a new mural unveiled in Iran's capital, Tehran. It's a direct warning to the United States not to carry out an attack. The image shows an aircraft carrier with damaged and exploding fighter planes on its deck. Blood flows from dead bodies into the water, forming stripes like those on the American flag. Right now, the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier and several other warships are on their way to the region. Tension remains after Iran brutally snuffed out anti-regime protests.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage reporting. And Sinners and One Battle After Another are returning to IMAX screens after earning Oscar nominations this week. Sinners received 16 nominations, setting a record, and One Battle After Another earned 13. And sports on WIBC, the Seattle Seahawks are headed back to the Super Bowl after beating the LA Rams Sunday 31-27 in the NFC Championship game in Seattle.
All the people, the doubters, the naysayers, it feels awesome to have a collective that just plays for the guy next to him.
That's Seahawks wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba. He caught 10 passes for 153 yards and a touchdown. Super Bowl 60 will feature a familiar face. The New England Patriots held on to beat the Denver Broncos 10-7 in a snowy AFC Championship game in Denver. Before Sunday, the Patriots had never won a playoff game in Denver.
It's a new team, it's a new era, and I respect and appreciate what the Patriots dynasty did, and unfortunately they didn't come out with some wins here.
That's quarterback Drake May. He scored the team's only touchdown on a run following a fumble. And in the NBA, the Indiana Pacers game against the Atlanta Hawks pushed up to 1:30 this afternoon because of the ice storm. Down south coverage at 1 o'clock on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com at 7:35. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Bear.
Yeah, Ryan, that's it for the north split, at least going westbound 72, northbound 65. We've had stalls. Now we have a crash, our second crash, going from westbound 72, northbound 65, and that ramp is closed. Ramp reopened on the south side, eastbound 465 to southbound 69. Now the ramp is open, but the exit lane is just like packed snow, surrounded by snow drifts. So I'm going to find another way to get to I-69 on the south side than that exit ramp. Looking at westbound 70 out by the airport, a breakdown on the exit ramp to Indianapolis International Airport, Ronald Reagan Parkway to Ameriplex. That collector ramp is still open. It's just hazardous. Looking at southbound 465 on the west side, a stall at 10th Street in the interstate, and then westbound 70 at Holt Road, looking pretty good. Eastbound 70, however, we have a stall on the entrance ramp from eastbound to Holt Road, a stall on that entrance ramp. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts, big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
1 degree. It's going to be very cold this week, guys. There are going to be a lot of issues. You're hearing Matt talk about what's going on the roads. Wait till we start seeing things about connecting flights. I'd love to hear somebody from the airport authority. What is it that you're experiencing? What are the cancellations you had over the weekend? And how do you think this week progresses? Because connecting flights and everything else, this is going to be an issue with this cold, with ice, with all sorts of things. We're keeping an eye on everything, and Matt Bear will have you every bit of road condition. We'll have the weather situation. Any closings, any cancellations are over at WIBC.com. That's where you want to be, and following 93 WIBC on the Twitter X. I said 1 degree, my mistake. It's 0. Feels like 6 below in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 7:37.
The smoke of victory still hung over the Carolina hills. But for Daniel Morgan's men, there was no time to celebrate, only to run.
WIBC celebrates the spirit of 76. Brought to you by the WIBC Daily Newsletter.
January 26th, 1781. 10 days after the Patriot victory at Cowpens, Morgan drove hundreds of British prisoners north through rain and mud as Lord Cornwallis closed fast. To move quicker, Cornwallis burned his own baggage and his troops' supplies. Triumph became a race for survival. Each mile Morgan gained bought time. Time for the Continental Army to regroup and for hope in the South to stay alive.
The spirit of 76. History remembered. Freedom celebrated. Have the latest headlines and show content delivered to your inbox daily. Sign up at WIBC.com.
Whenever I'm out a-wandering, chasing a rainbow dream, I often stop and think about a place I've never seen, where friendly folks can
On the marketplace.
raise the rafters high.
Some people are a little too into Disney. Tony Katz at 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be here. Good to be with you. The marketplace brought to you by IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's your cash. Go get it. You have that final paycheck. You have that refund. You have that dividend. For some reason, cash is coming your way. People don't know where to find you. They send it to the Attorney General's office, and that's where it sits until you claim it. Go to IndianaUnclaimed.gov to get yours fast, easy, free to use. You can text my name, Tony, to 46220. Text my name, Tony, to 46220 and get your cash. IndianaUnclaimed.gov. Matt Bear, I ask you this question right now. How do you feel about Mickey Mouse?
I love Mickey Mouse. I saw Mickey Mouse a couple of times when I was a kid at Disney World. It was fun.
How many times have you been to the Disney?
Just twice. I don't go anymore.
Oh, just twice?
I don't have children, Tony, so I can't.
Well, you can. It's just weird.
Well, that's why I'm not going. I mean, they'd let me into the park, but once I'm there, it's like, now what? You know, you can't go to Epcot Center and drink all the
wait,
coaches.
were you going to go with friends or by yourself? Like, you can't go by yourself. It's like being a single man going to the park in the middle of the day. Unless you have a cane or a walker, you're getting a phone call about you.
That's why I said at the beginning, I'm not going by myself.
Right. If you are at the park as a grown man by yourself without a cane, the police are going to come by and say, "Hey, how you doing, sir?" That's happening in America. But some people are Disney freaks and they go all the time and they live their life for it, their adult lives for it, and it's, to me, off-putting. I'll just leave it there. This, possibly less off-putting, I'll let you decide. How about a vintage Mickey Mouse table and chairs that you could use in the kitchen or anywhere in the house, licensed by Disney? It is a 30-inch by 48-inch table, 4 chairs, and it has on it for Mickey Mouse and little Mickey Mouses on the seats, on the back of the seats, and then on the table itself. It's very, very 50s retro. Are you enough of a fan to think that, oh my gosh, I have to have this, or enough of a collector to think, my gosh, this is great, or is this just obsession creepy?
I'm looking at this, and if I see this in somebody's home, I'm agreeing with involuntarily institutionalization. I mean, this is a little bit off-putting, like you said. But then I see like the Walt Disney picture above the table, and I'm like, these are just big Mickey Mouse Walt Disney fans, and my heart goes out to them a little bit. Yeah, kids will love it.
These are serious Mickites.
Mickites.
I don't know if that's the term. I don't know.
It is now.
Yeah. They're selling the table and the 4 chairs for $4,500.
No. No. Why? Why do you get 45? I mean, there's not like foosball in it or a video game.
No, there's no foosball. It's just you eating off a mouse.
Ooh.
Nothing says appetizing like a mouse staring at you while you eat.
Yeah, that's the rodents are venomous. You got to be careful about it. Listen, $4,500, I don't get it. I mean, maybe if I saw it up close, but there's also shipping and 100 other things, and, you know, I just don't see it happening.
Oh, I don't think there's shipping. I think you got to go down to Greenwood and pick it up.
What? No.
You're a no?
I'm a big no.
Okay. By the way, I find that very, very refreshing and helpful. You're supposed to be a no.
What if I would have said yes?
I would have had issues.
Yeah,
I would have said things, and I would have said, "Oh, you
Mickey Mouse lover, you."
That's exactly what I would have said. I would have said, "Oh, You.
Have you been to Disney?
I believe twice, but it may have only been once.
Did you go with family?
I did go with family.
Okay, all right. You didn't go by yourself. Single bachelor man.
No. I went just last weekend.
It's a great way to meet single women, to go by yourself.
Is that what it is?
Nothing like waiting in line by yourself at the log flume. Like, hey, is that the only person you brought, that little child, or is there a husband nearby? The answer's no. And somebody's going on your lap. I'm sorry. Whoa. Sorry. I'm going home.
Well, that was great. That's exactly how I wanted this to go.
No,
thank you.
Yeah, I'm watching roads while I do this.
Yeah, everything we do is on WIBC.com. You can check out the marketplace segment for yourself. Feel free right there and see if it's something you'll purchase. Pay no attention to the commentaries of these two children.
No.
Over here.
Come on, Carl.
Tony Katz at 93 WIBC. Good morning. A $200 million buyback in mortgage securities plus a new rate-friendly Fed chair is coming this spring. These moves intended to push mortgage rates lower. The last time rates dropped, we saw a selling and buying frenzy. Now is the time to prepare your home to sell. Call the expert. Call Mark Dietel. Maybe you need to sell now. Mark Dietel, he can get you a fast cash offer. Maybe you need to maximize price. Mark will bring your home to market with unmatched exposure. Mark Dietel is the real estate expert trusted and recommended with the sale of your home. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. You just pick your move date. No long-term contracts. You cancel anytime. Angie in Fairland said, I was handling my mother's estate and needed to sell the home I grew up in. It was emotional for me, but the Dietel team handled the listing and repairs, secured a buyer, and sold the home after just 9 days on the market stress-free. Mark Dietel and his team made a challenging situation simple and successful. Call the local Indianapolis agent trusted and recommended, the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietel, 317-755-4232. Get all the details or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark Dietel, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com. Traffic on the 5s. Matthew Baer, what's happening?
It is the north split where we have westbound 72, northbound 65. That ramp is closed because of a crash. That has been a mess all morning. Reopened south side eastbound 465 to I-69. The exit ramp has reopened, but it is a sheet of snow surrounded by snow drifts. Exit at your own risk. Drive at your own risk. Marion County and the entire WIBC listening area under a travel warning. That means stay put unless you absolutely have to drive. Airport, westbound 70, the collector ramp to the airport, Ronald Reagan, that has a stall on it. The ramp is open. It's just really tricky right now. West side, looking at northbound 465, peeling off to Crawfordsville Road. That's a stall on the exit ramp. Northeast side, northbound 465, crash of Shy 71st. And then up in Fishers, this is southbound 69 before State Road 37. A stall blocking the right lane. And then southbound 69 at 116th Street, another stall in the interstate. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts, big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Baer. The traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
It is 0 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 7:47.
We knew it was coming.
Even when the snow wraps up, we'll have blowing or drifting snow.
Now it's here.
The National Weather Service says to stay indoors and only drive when necessary.
And we'll be here with you.
We can see wind chill values anywhere from 15, maybe 25 degrees below zero.
Mike Braun has gotten emergency declaration services from the president.
I pray for Matt Baer. His job is about to get very difficult.
On your severe winter weather information station. 93 WIBC.
Hi, I'm Tom Connors. Went to Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar February 6, 2019. Nothing worked before. Left there and never smoked again. Amazing. Easy, affordable, and guaranteed. A year later, with my wife Michelle, attended Mark Patrick's weight loss seminar. She lost 18 pounds and I lost 43 in 8 weeks.
It's true. He smoked 2 packs a day and nothing worked until Mark Patrick Hypnosis. Now we're losing weight together, eating healthy, full on half the food, crazy, enjoying exercising. Who would have believed Mark Patrick Hypnosis really works?
It's amazing. I can breathe again, my blood pressure went down, and I've got so much energy.
So much energy.
And look great.
Lose weight or stop smoking with Hypnosis. Only $59.99. Destroy unwanted cravings. January 29th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking at 8. Or January 31st, Holiday Inn Express Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss 11 a.m. Stop smoking at 2. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
Leave all of the 2025 dirt behind and start the new year with Zero Res. Carpets, tile, rugs, upholstery, and hard surfaces, your whole home can be Zero Resified, including your air ducts. With a 4.9 Google rating and over 5,100 reviews, Zero Res is the trusted choice. So start the new year with 3 rooms of carpet clean for just $119, plus a free hallway, and take 15% off regularly priced services when you mention the WIBC special. 317-388-5141, ZeroResIndy.com.
Are you worried about your taxes? Okay, so I'm talking to those of you out there that have not filed in a few years with the IRS or state. It's time to get worried, and here's why. The IRS is getting back from their own COVID lockdown, and they're hiring more enforcers, and they're going to come after people that owe taxes. So if you're a 1099 worker, and maybe you just plain forgot to file your taxes, you need to call the professionals right now at the Tax Helpline. They are experts at knowing the tax regulations, and their goal is to help you pay as little as possible. Call right now and get a 100% free tax evaluation. Remember, before the IRS knocks on your door, knock on our door. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, make this free call right now.
Call Texas 321 now at 800-808-9443. 800-808-9443. That's 800-808-9443.
Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
Are you ready to build your custom dream home? Joyner Homes is ready to make your dream come true. Over 18 years, Joyner Homes, based out of Greenfield, have built hundreds of homes in central Indiana, and the best place to start is JoynerHomes.com. That's where you'll find pricing, photos of completed Joyner homes to inspire you, available home sites, and info on where you can visit their model homes, and a lot more. Be sure to check out Joyner Homes' 5-star Google reviews. Get started today at JoynerHomes.com.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Nobody likes a cold shower. LD Smith has hot deals on water heaters. Save up to $300 on a new water heater install.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Join us every Friday right around 5:50 for Beer Sample Friday.
Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, home of free delivery within 75 miles of their store.
With over 100 online casino-style games, Chumba Casino is your destination for nonstop entertainment. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 21+.
Don't miss Heart live at Fisher's Events Center Saturday, March 15th. Experience an unforgettable night of legendary hits. Get your tickets now at WIBC.com.
Now would ya, Barracuda?
Keeping our eyes on the cold, which will be here all week, and certainly the roads. And you've heard Matt Baer in the WIBC Traffic Center breaking down what's happening all across the place. One problem can lead to many problems. Slide off, snow drifts, that snowpack, the ice that's underneath or maybe on top. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. And the freezing temperature, 0 degrees right now. A tremendous number of closings and cancellations. You can find that at WIBC.com. We do have a lot to get to, including the possibility of another government shutdown. You say to me, Tony, is this a repeat? Oh, no. Oh, no. This is just Chuck Schumer again holding the country hostage. They now want to defund ICE. They won't go forward with the appropriations for the Department of Homeland Security. You can talk to me about investigations and a whole host of things. You don't want to fund ICE? You're going to shut down the government for it? Republicans cannot do the same thing they did in the first shutdown. I happen to be a fan of how Speaker Johnson handled things. They should have been more aggressive. That has to happen from the beginning. Democrats are involved in a concerted effort to support illegal immigrants and damage the American citizen. We know this because we have the story from Cam Higbee regarding these signal chats, regarding this concerted, concentrated effort, coordinated effort to go against Immigration and Customs Enforcement. And we have people engaged in propaganda, not facts, not talking about the violence against ICE agents, but talking about, yes, 2 shootings. It's horrifying. 2 people dead. And they don't talk about the actions of those 2 people. We will. And if Tyrese Halliburton of the Pacers or Greg Doyle of the Indy Star or any of these people don't want to discuss this in full, well, shame on them. We will. Let's get to the roadways right now. Matt Bear has got traffic. What's up, Matt?
Yeah, Tony, it's been in the north split, and it's been a morning. We're looking at westbound 72, northbound 65. The ramp is closed. We've had stalls there, crashes, another crash, and that has shut down the ramp again. Westbound 72, northbound 65, no dice. Now, on the south side, eastbound 465 to southbound 69. The ramp is reopened, but the exit ramp is a sheet of snow surrounded by snow drifts, so I don't want to exit there. In fact, we have another stall on this exit ramp, the third of this morning, I believe. And eastbound 465, everything else looking good into those I-65 ramps. Now, westbound 465 approaching Man Road, the left lane is blocked because of another stall. Airport westbound 70 on the airport exit ramp, 2 Ronald Reagan Parkway to Mariplex. That ramp is partially blocked by a stall. On the west side, northbound 465 at Crawfordsville Road, the exit ramp is slow because of a breakdown. Fishers, southbound 69 shy of State Road 37, a stall blocking the right lane. And on the northeast side, it is a crash. Northbound 465 shy of East 71st Street. It's on the shoulder. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
This is Chuck Lofton, here to talk to you about my friends at Exercise Inc. Exercise Inc. is the 20-minute, once-a-week workout program that will change your life. My wife Mary and I have been clients for 6 years. The program has worked well with my busy schedule. I was getting cardio, but I started the program because I understood the importance of strength training to overall health. It's helped me with managing my blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar. The biggest help? My sluggish feeling was replaced with much-needed energy. It's designed to help clients get stronger in a shorter period of time. The studios are private, just you and your coach working to reach your goals. Exercise Inc. has 5 locations: Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood, Zionsville, and now Fishers. So take it from me, Chuck Lofton. Improve the forecast for your health. Go to exerciseinc.com today to request a free consultation.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis is everything that's right about Central Indiana. They've been locally family-owned for 50 years, helping our local economy remain strong by employing 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis is proud to do business right here in the great state of Indiana. They're a conservative-minded company that shares our values and stands by their products and services. You can call Garage Doors of Indianapolis today for service today. 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com. IRA.com.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait. And don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Let's say we start that new year with a new car at Tom Roush Lincoln. Hurry in for the 8, 9, 10 deal. Get $8,000 off new Nautilus or $9,000 off new Corsair. Or how about $10,000 off Lincoln Aviator? The 8, 9, 10 deal right now at Tom Roush Lincoln. Come get a great deal on all three from Tom Roush, where our family served yours since 1972.
Corsair stock number L25566, MSRP 55340. Nautilus stock number L26030, MSRP 62705. Aviator stock number L25384, MSRP 79450. See dealer for complete offer details.
Custom jewelry is not out of reach with PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. At PA Jewelers, you can customize any piece of jewelry for that special someone. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg. Gold, diamonds, gemstones, and of course those watches from Flederman Von Riest, assembled right here in Indiana. Custom designed jewelry with PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. Custom jewelry made just for you. PA Jewelers, 3750 South Green Street in Brownsburg. 317-456-4010. PAJewelers.jewelry.
Coming up in 2 minutes on this Monday morning, why the Indianapolis mayor declared a disaster declaration Sunday, why Indiana State Police are not happy with some people, why Indy city leaders want more from the NFL Combine, and what's coming back for Carb Day from the Dugan Air Heating and Cooling Mitsubishi Electric Studios. Those stories after Fox News. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It is 8 o'clock.
23 inches of snow. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That is the biggest total in the massive storm measured in Pennsylvania. There's at least a foot of snow in a dozen other states and a lot of ice across the South.
Been a very difficult situation in our state. I will say that. We've had a truly historic storm.
Tennessee Governor Bill Lee, his state has the most power outages still this morning out of the 800,000 homes and businesses without electricity. And Lee tells Fox it's tough on crews with ice-covered trees.
Very dangerous situations. These limbs are falling down every day and every minute.
Driving remains difficult, too, from Texas to New England. Fox's Rich Edson's in Washington, D.C.
Walking around here isn't exactly like walking through the snow. It's walking on top of the snow. That's because of that layer of ice that sits on top of it. It's a big mess to try to remove from roads and sidewalks, but they are trying here. The plows are out. Number of stores and transit all trying to get back on track here on this Monday.
The storm is blamed for at least 9 deaths, including a teenager killed in a sledding accident in Texas. Her sled was being pulled by a Jeep at the time. There could be more deaths in Bangor, Maine, where a small plane went down last night in snowy conditions, then caught fire.
8 people were on board the private aircraft when it crashed around 7:45 local time on Sunday evening. Fox 26 Houston reports that the tail number of the plane is linked to a Houston, Texas law firm. There is no word on the conditions of those on board.
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers. For those trying to take flights as the storm wanes, it's still difficult at airports. Another 3,800 cancellations. Yesterday, there were more than 11,000 flights grounded, the most since early COVID times, March 30th, 2020. The anti-ICE protests continue in Minnesota. Angry over Saturday's shooting that left protester Alex Preddy dead, Democrats demand federal agents leave and that evidence from the shooting be preserved, which a judge ordered before a hearing today. Deputy U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche tells Fox.
We're going to go to court to say exactly what we're doing, which is, of course, we're investigating. We always investigate any conduct like this, any shooting like this. And
America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
This is the most snow we've seen in nearly a decade. Your radar is clear in downtown Indianapolis where it's 2 degrees. It feels like it's -3. An extreme cold warning remains in effect through 11 a.m. this morning. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:02. More than half the state woke up to travel warnings. By 5:30, 51 of Indiana's 92 counties were basically saying if you don't have to be out, then don't.
Don't drive faster than the conditions allow. Drive like your gas pedal's an egg, right? So you don't want to go fast.
Matt Eckhoff, a forecaster at the National Weather Service, Indianapolis, reiterating that if you do have to make your way out, just take it slow. As most of Indianapolis under snow, 11 inches of snow fell in 2 days. Columbus got nearly 15 inches, the highest total in central Indiana. Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett declared a local disaster emergency for Marion County as crews worked to dig out from the weekend storm. By early Sunday afternoon, the heaviest snowfall had prompted hundreds of schools to cancel or switch to remote learning. We have all those delays and closings up right now at WIBC.com. Indy contractors were brought in Sunday night to clear what they call Priority 3 residential streets starting at about 5 o'clock. DPW was working to clear major roads. Strong winds and steady snow making it hard to keep up. The city typically calls in extra help once totals reach 4 inches, a threshold that the storm easily surpassed. An Indiana State trooper narrowly avoided being hurt along I-70 in Plainfield yesterday while helping a family that was broken down. A semi sideswiped the trooper's cruiser, and seconds later, another truck hit the car from behind.
Well, I think we have a combination of a lot of selfish drivers out there that are only driving for themselves and not for the safety of everyone else. And their disregard for safety is making it extremely dangerous, not just for our first responders and our troopers, but for everybody who has to be out today.
State Police Sergeant John Perrine says Indiana State Police say the trooper was okay. The family is okay as well. They're still looking into the crash. With the NFL Combine staying in Indy through 28, city leaders are leveraging that to pitch it for a bigger event.
Indianapolis isn't just content with keeping the Combine. The city is making a play for a future NFL draft. During this year's Combine in February this year, Chris Gall with Visit Indy tells Inside Indiana Business he's anxious to showcase the draft's possible spots.
Military Park, we think White River State Park, we think the south side of Lucas Oil Stadium are all primed to gather tens of thousands of people together for that kind of event.
Gall says because Indy is already built for big events like the Indy 500, hosting the NFL draft would be a perfect match. Jake McDaniel, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
And Oscar Mayer says they're bringing the Weenie 500 back to Carb Day the Friday before the Indianapolis 500.
It's going to be close. They're making the move. Slow Dog making the move up the inside on the run to the yard of bricks and over the line. It looks like it's going to be the Slow Dog by a nose.
Reaction from last year's race, the first ever race on May 23rd, featured 6 Weenie Mobiles with the Slaw Dog prevailing. The 26 lineup will once again include 6 Wiener Mobiles led by the defending champion from the Southeast. Joining it on the track will be the Chai Dog from Midwest New York, the dog from the South, and another dog from the Northwest. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. 8:05, traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Bear.
Yeah, Ryan, the North Split has been a wasteland all morning, and it continues to be with westbound 72, northbound 65. The ramp is closed. Multiple vehicles in a crash, all stuck in the snow, so it's going to take a minute to fish them out. Again, the exit westbound 72, northbound 65 is shut down. Airport stall, westbound 70 on the exit to Ronald Reagan at Ameriplex in Indianapolis International. You can use that ramp. It's just really tricky right now. And then looking at the west side, northbound 465 to Crawfordsville Road, stall on the exit ramp. In Fishers, southbound 69 before State Road 37, a stall blocking the right lane. I do see travel lanes on the interstate right now, but the thing is, a lot of them are snow covered. so you have to be careful. Kind of find that lane that the guy in front of you is using right now and allow plenty of room. Again, Marion County, the entire WIBC listening area under a travel warning, so only drive if you absolutely must have to. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 60% off plus 24 months, same as cash with 0% interest. Call or visit bwindow.com today. Because of B Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Bear. Traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Tara Hastings, Wish TV meteorologist. What are we feeling out there?
Hey, good morning. Boy, it is cold. We've got wind chill values well below zero. And through a majority of the day today, those wind chill values will stay below zero. Partly cloudy, a brighter day with highs near 9. Down to 2 below tonight. Frigid conditions in place. And again, those wind chill values anywhere from 15 to 25 degrees below zero early Tuesday morning. We warm up on Tuesday to 20 and then drop back into the teens for the rest of the week.
So let's take a moment to talk a little bit about this weather with Tara Hastings, Wish TV meteorologist. 11 and a half inches. This is the most snow we have received since that January 2014 snow, which is the snow that came just before I moved to Indianapolis. That was over a foot. But I don't, was that was also polar vortex conversations. Was it as cold then as it is now?
Oh, gosh, I don't know. I'd have to look and see what type of snow that would have been. If it was, part of me thinks probably if you could get that much snow. But I can't say that with certainty.
The snow that we got yesterday, was this what was expected, or were you surprised? Did you think it was more than we thought we were going to get?
I think we had some heavier bands kind of popping up, and we got the heavier bands just a little bit farther northward. When Ryan and I were working yesterday morning, he goes, oh my gosh, we're going to be on the north end of our total, because we were going to 7 to 11 inches in Indianapolis. And he's like, oh my gosh, we're going to be like almost probably right at 11. And that's where we ended up in Indianapolis. And we knew some spots like in Columbus and Bedford, we knew those locations could probably get upwards of maybe 15 inches of snow. But I think some of those heavier pockets of band where we were getting an inch of snow an hour in many spots yesterday.
So now we've got this crazy cold where it's 0 degrees right now. Talk to me about what it is you're seeing for the next few days and what effects is this going to have on, from what you know, the snow clearing of the roads? Are we hearing about travel delays and from airports, anything like that?
Okay, so I'll tell you this. The snow whatever snow you've seen, or whatever kind of snow you got, whether it's a foot or more, it's going to be here for at least a week, if not the weekend. I don't have temperatures anywhere near freezing for the rest of the week. It is going to be brutally cold. So obviously a lot of these chemicals are not going to work out on the roadways because it's just too cold. And so we're just going to have to wait for plows to try and clear things up a bit. I'll say that moving from the snow is the cold is what's going to be really on tap here, where we're talking about dangerous cold conditions. I mean, wind chill values 15 to 25 degrees below zero this morning and also tomorrow morning. And I think that we're going to continue to see these below zero wind chill values throughout the rest of the week because air temperatures will be below zero in the morning. So once we get back to some semblance of normalcy, into the mid and latter half of the week, we still need to be cautious and bundle up as you're going out in the morning because it's going to be brutal.
You got to be checking in with neighbors. You got to be doing
the
whole thing. You got to drip the pipes. You got to keep the cabinets open. Any word anywhere about the airport delays? Have you heard anything like this?
I think there are some delays. I think we got an email this morning that there are some delays. And I'll tell you this, I couldn't hear the majority of Matt Bear's traffic report. I do traffic for a couple of hours in the morning on Daybreak, and I've been noticing a lot of those entrance ramps and exit ramps completely snow covered. And you've got a lot of the plows kind of trying to clear the snow, but they're off on the shoulder. And so you got to be careful if you're going to be heading to the airport in the morning. But I would check with your local airline, whatever airline you're on. I do think, I'm trying to find the email here, I think we do have some delays that have been reported because obviously I think not only the snow, but I think most likely the cold, they're probably having to de-ice the planes, because it is just so brutal.
Or things just freezing up. That is my concern, connections and everything else. So be ready for it if you're traveling this week. Tara Hastings, I will leave you be to your work. And don't forget, we did have to reschedule. We rescheduled the event. It was supposed to be Saturday. Now rescheduled to February 28th. And I know a couple people aren't going to be able to make it now, but a lot more people are like, good, now I can make it. Tickets.TonyKatz.com. And Tara Hastings will still be there.
Yep.
And she will pour you your bourbon.
Yep.
It's going to be great. He had a whole weekend to get it right and still didn't get it right. That's how little Carl cares about the show. Carl doesn't care at all. He's like, they don't pay me to get new sound effects. This is what I've got. This is what I'll use. Doesn't care if it's right. Doesn't matter to him. That's the kind of producers we have here. So.
It's a lot of fizz.
Yeah. Tremendous amount of fizz. So much fizz. Tickets.TonyKatz.com, presented by Premier Arms, PA Jewelers, Chimney Solutions, Indiana, Defiance Beef, and wait till you see some of the cool swag stuff from Drake's Laser Engraving. Really appreciate the good man, superfan Drake, coming through with some very, very cool stuff that will be there. Tara, I got to run. I'll see you on the 28th of February at the Hyatt Regency, downtown Indianapolis. Tickets.TonyKatz.com. 0 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 8:13. Of flight cancellations, this was the Transportation Secretary, Sean Duffy, over the weekend.
So our command center, fully functioning, operational, staffed, and tracking what's happening across all our modes of travel. I want to just double down on what Madison said. Over 11,000 cancellations today, 17,000 delays. This is the worst day of cancellation since COVID, March of 2020. And there's a number of reasons for that, Joey. We have, snow, ice, but also just like we tell people not to travel on our roadways, to be cautious, we have staffing issues, whether it's our controllers, our pilots, those who are working at the airport. So across the spectrum, we're having issues. And as we look at airports specifically, but also to our roads, as this storm hits, one of the issues is it's going to remain cold in the south and southwest until Tuesday or Wednesday. But in the Midwest and north, it's going to be to the end of the week before those temperatures start to rise. And so in the places where we have ice, it becomes more challenging to get fully functioning very quickly. But we are working overtime to make sure that happens as safely and quickly as possible.
If you're traveling this week, you got to be prepared to make changes. The roads are not going to be easy, and let us take it a little easy on the plows. Even here in Marion County, you're not even hearing me engage regarding Hogshead. I can make all the jokes in the world regarding the failures of Joe Hogshead, the incapabilities of Joe Hogshead when it comes to taking care of these roads. And I'm right. But this is a real issue. The cold is massive. It took a long time for the snow to stop. Just be patient, be easy, please. Let's go to Matt Baer in the WIBC Traffic Center. What's the latest?
All right, Tony, looking at westbound 70, exiting to northbound 65. That ramp is closed in the north split because of a crash involving several vehicles. And the north split has just been It's treated us badly here this morning as we go from westbound 70, especially that ramp to northbound 65. I'm looking at it right now. We have some semis crawling on the exit ramp right now. And again, that ramp is closed because of a crash. Now, looking at eastbound 70. Downtown on the south end. That looks pretty good coming into the south split. I mean, you have those travel lanes. We made them ourselves by driving through the snow, and sometimes you have one, sometimes you have two. Just follow them closely and make sure you allow plenty of room between yourself and the driver in front of you. Westbound 70 downtown at Meridian. That's a stall blocking the left lane. And then Airport westbound 70 on the collector ramp to Ronald Reagan Parkway. There's a stall on that ramp. The ramp is open, partially blocked. Traffic sponsored by Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. It's cold out, but Great Lakes Honda of Fishers is heating things up with hot deals. Visit Great Lakes Honda of Fishers and fall in love with a new vehicle. Shop online at GreatLakesHondaofFishers.com and come in for a test drive. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Nothing. It is 0 degrees. It's now 1 below. Ooh. In the American Standard Heating Weather Center, the time is 8:17.
Traditional weight loss fails because the root causes of obesity, like adrenal stress, thyroid imbalance, and gut inflammation, are ignored. Join us for our free holistic integration educational seminar, The Root Cause Weight Loss Method, Wednesday, January 28th at 6:30 p.m. at Cohatch in Carmel. You'll hear from Dr. Robert Prather, host of the Voice of Health Radio.
We do a different kind of a weight loss. People wind up healthier and they actually maintain their weight in a much better way.
Those who attend will receive our autonomic nervous system test and our body composition analysis for just $49, normally a $175 value. These tests measure stress load, metabolic efficiency, fat muscle balance, and how well your nervous system supports weight loss. The Holistic Integration Seminar, The Root Cause Weight Loss Method, featuring Dr. Robert Prather, Wednesday, January 28th at 6:30 p.m. at Cohatch in Carmel. Reserve your tickets on our website at thevoiceofhealthradio.com.
Don't miss Troop Vertigo, Cirque Magic, February 6th and 7th with the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra, guided by conductor Jack Everly. Troop Vertigo delivers spellbinding acrobatics, stunning physical feats, and breathtaking choreography, featuring beloved hits from Wicked, including Defying Gravity and Popular by Stephen Schwartz, along with Harry's Wondrous World by John Williams, and classical favorites like Saint-Saëns Bacchanal. Get tickets at IndianapolisSymphony.org or at the ISO box office.
A new year means great new lease deals from Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Lease a 2025 Accord Hybrid Sport for $279 a month or a 2026 CR-V LX all-wheel drive for just $269 a month. Your choice for only $4,999 down. Make the most of the new year at Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Tax not included with approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only, not combinable with other offers. $10K a year, all fees, taxes, and first payment due at signing. Lease offers require qualifications for Honda loyalty. Offer ends January 31st, 2026. See dealer for details.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
It's almost here. The 2026 NCAA Men's Final Four. Don't miss Reese's Men's Final Four Friday at Lucas Oil Stadium. Watch open practices and the Reese's NABC All-Star Game. Admission is free. And music lovers, be there for 3 days of free concerts at the American Legion Mall featuring the biggest acts in music. March Madness Music Festival presented by AT&T, Capital One, and Coca-Cola turns downtown Indy into one big party. For details, visit ncaa.com/Men's Final Four.
So Visit Indy has its celebration. They bring in Pat McAfee. How rude it was to not be invited. But they're just touting banner this and banner that, and everything's going great. We're going to see more of the combine, and we're trying to get the draft from the NFL, and look at all the convention business, and everything is incredible. Well, what does that amount to in dollars? Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Gary Dick joins us from InsideIndianaBusiness.com on the Twitter X at IIB. I hope you are staying warm, big man. Yes, getting the combine through 2028 is a big deal and really must be a bigger deal for those cities, larger cities, that thought that they could come in and steal it from us and realize maybe they can't. What's the story?
As Lee Corso would say, not so fast. To those other cities. You're right, though, Tony. You know, several years ago that organizers essentially put it out there that the combine would be up to perhaps go to other locations. Indiana has essentially built a combine. I mean, it's been here virtually from the beginning. Has done such a great job in hosting it and has continued to operate on a year-to-year basis in recent years. Big news came last week that Indy gets it for not one, but 2 additional years through 2028. So very positive. There's economic impact. I think they pegged it around $9 million or so. But more than that, it's getting, the entire NFL, sports writers, and other folks from around the country to come to Indianapolis to be able to showcase the city and the downtown, especially now as there are projects and things going on in downtown Indianapolis. So a big win. The other piece, and you mentioned it there, Tony, that came out last week of that Visit Indy annual meeting was the fact that while in Indianapolis for the Combine, NFL officials have agreed to visit several potential sites for an NFL draft. That would be in the 2030s, so it's not going to be in the next couple of years, but beyond 2030. So Visit Indy and other folks will tour or will give NFL officials site tours of some potential sites for a draft.
Also, as we stick with the NFL, things are moving apace to at least try and get the Bears to come to Northwest Indiana. They're the ones who started this conversation, things not working out in Chicago. There's been a real pushback in the idea of we're going to spend the money to build them a stadium and give them the stadium. Then you take a look at the discussions of the legislation. It doesn't really work like that. And now we're seeing over there at InsideIndianaBusiness.com, lawmakers want a Bears commitment before finalizing the stadium bill, which this I like. We're not going to put everything out there on paper. You say you're coming and then we'll make it happen. We're not here to put out a deal so you can get a better deal with Chicago. We don't get treated like that. What are lawmakers telling you?
Yes. Speaker Todd Houston, as you say, really getting kind of out in front on this issue. Contentious issue around the country. We saw what happened with the Kansas City Chiefs moving across the border, essentially, to build a new stadium. So it's a hot button issue to be sure. So Speaker Houston is saying, hey, as you said, we want to see a deal. We want to see a commitment from the Bears before we finalize this legislation. On the flip side, if you look at Illinois, and you mentioned things are beginning to heat up a bit, I think Illinois is getting a little bit concerned about the potential of this happening. I still think it's a fairly long shot, but you're seeing, Gary and Hammond in particular, 2 cities that are being aggressive, especially Gary and Gary Mayor Eddie Melton being out in front and putting 3 proposals out there and 3 potential sites and renderings, that kind of thing. So we're beginning to see things heat up. The governor said last week he expects to see something maybe happen one way or the other in the next 10 days or so. So we should know soon.
You know, it is a long shot, but I love taking it. My argument has been the Bears have to put up something. The idea that, when you first heard about it, the idea that we would build the stadium at our cost, we would pay for it, and then they would slowly pay us back, and then they would get to keep the stadium, that's crazy town. They have to put up something, and then whatever we have to do for improvements and everything else, I'm in for, because there's real revitalization opportunities here. Has anybody in the Bears organization hinted that these kinds of concepts that I'm discussing are things that they'll go for, or are they just trying to find the most desperate person they can to take them to the dance?
Well, you talk about, and when let's face it, when you talk about good business deals, are any of the NFL stadium deals around the country, quote unquote, good business deals on paper? I think you'd have a lot of people who would say no. But there's a lot more that goes into it than that. So I think The question is, how much do you give away? How much do you give away in a deal to get an NFL franchise across the border here in Northwest Indiana? And that is what we will see fairly soon. I think, the Bears had said initially in Illinois that the team will build the stadium. You give us the infrastructure and those types of things. We'll see how that plays out both in Illinois and potentially in Indiana. But it will be interesting the next couple of weeks to see where it goes.
That's Gary Dick, inside IndianaBusiness.com. I still say that this is a great opportunity. We should be aggressive about it, not stupid about it. We have value, and they better recognize the millions they're going to save from our tax opportunities here. Gary Dick, thank you. Matt Baer in the WIBC Traffic Center with the latest on the roads and the weather.
All right, we are on the east side, Tony, and approaching the north split. This ramp to northbound 65, it's reopened now. We only have one lane of travel on this ramp, but it's covered in snow, kind of that packed ice snow mix right now. So exiting to northbound 65 will be hazardous. And if you missed the exit, don't try to cut over in the Gore Point. It is one giant drift of snow. You will get stuck. Looking at westbound 70, south end of downtown, this is a stall coming out of the south split. In the left lane, it's blocked. Northwest side, northbound 465 stall on the exit to Crawfordsville Road. Westbound 70, the disabled car clear the exit ramp from westbound 70 to Indianapolis International Airport. We're good to go there. Fisher, southbound 69 approaching State Road 37. That is a stall. It is blocking the right lane. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts, big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Baer with traffic.
Hey, it's Casey
on the
from the
5.
Kendall and Casey Show. Big winter storm on the way this weekend. Stay safe, stay prepared, and stay with WIBC for the latest on what's coming our way. We'll catch you back here Monday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
You don't have to live with the pain. You don't have to walk with the pain. And sometimes the pain is so much you can't even walk at all. That's why you got to go to the Good Feet store and talk to their premium, their arch support specialists about the Good Feet premium arch supports, which I wear, which are kind of amazing. So it's this 3-step system, and you got to commit yourself to doing it, right? You're wearing one support for this amount of time, then you're changing to this one, changing to that one. You're like, Tony, I don't have the time to do that. You really do. Because the issue is that your arches are not being supported, and there are 4 arches in your foot. You didn't know that. I learned that from the people at the Good Feet store. And then by changing that around and by giving you that support, first of all, you're increasing your balance. It's crazy. But what you're doing is you're realigning your whole body, your knees, your hips. You feel it, and it feels a little weird for those few days, maybe those first few weeks, and then you realize, my gosh, everything feels better. And the pain in your feet gone, that plantar fasciitis, which I've dealt with, all sorts of issues in your knees and your hips, it goes away. The opportunity is there because you're realigning your entire system from your feet up. And that's what the people at the Good Feet store can do for you. The arch supports are made in the USA, 100% U.S. origin materials with a lifetime warranty. Talk to the Good Feet store about the 3-step system. Tell them Tony Katz sent you, and realize that you don't have to live with the pain. Their free, no-obligation personalized fittings are the start to having a much better life. Good Feet, that's where you want to go, goodfeet.com. They've got 2 Indy area locations, Clearwater at the Crossing and in Greenwood just off 65. Online, goodfeet.com. That's goodfeet.com.
This is Chuck Lofton, here to talk to you about my friends at Exercise Inc. Exercise Inc. is the 20-minute, once-a-week workout program that will change your life. My wife Mary and I have been clients for 6 years. The program has worked well with my busy schedule. I was getting cardio, but I started the program because I understood the importance of strength training to overall health. It's helped me with managing my blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar. The biggest help? My sluggish feeling was replaced with much-needed energy. It's designed to help clients get stronger in a shorter period of time. The studios are private, just you and your coach working to reach your goals. Exercise Inc. has 5 locations: Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood, Zionsville, and now Fishers. So take it from me, Chuck Lofton. Improve the forecast for your health. Go to exerciseinc.com today to request a free consultation.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Navigating snowy roads and the challenges that lie ahead. Your radar is clear in the capital city where it's 2 degrees. It feels like it's -3. An extreme cold warning is in effect for the next 2.5 hours. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:31. Roads across the Hoosier State are still covered in snow and ice from this weekend's storm that dumped more than 11 inches in Indianapolis. Most of the state is under a travel warning or a watch. If you can, stay off the roads because plowing takes time.
There is always the possibility of drifting, blowing snow, and so that could cover roadways back over. There will still be slick spots because it's a cold temperature outside.
Hamilton County Deputy Chief John Lowe speaking with Wish TV. More than half of Indiana woke up to travel warnings Monday morning by 5:30. 51 of the 92 counties were under alerts. In Marion County, Mayor Joe Hogsett declared a local disaster emergency as crews worked to clear streets. This weekend storm making travel difficult. Here's Johnette Cruz.
Winter storm Firm dumped deep snow across central Indiana, and the state police responded to dozens of vehicles being stuck. Sergeant John Perrine says it's a combination of things.
We're responding to dozens upon dozens of cars that are just getting stuck in the road. They're not running off the road. They just can't physically drive through the deep snow. If you don't have a high clearance vehicle, an all-wheel drive vehicle, you should certainly give a second thought to any driving.
Perrine urges everyone to stay home unless travel is absolutely essential for work or for an emergency, especially with the very cold temperatures coming up this week. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
More than 140 million people in 40 states are dealing with bad weather, and down south, hundreds of thousands of people are still without power. Tennessee is one of the hardest hit states.
When you have this many hundreds of thousands of people with no power and it's single digit temperatures outside, obviously it's very dangerous. And our primary focus is life and the security of people's lives.
Tennessee Governor Bill Lee on Fox and Friends. And if you plan to fly, you better check your carrier for disruptions. They are affecting a lot of places, including Atlanta in Georgia.
Right now, there are well over 3,000 cancellations, more than 1,000 delays. We've been seeing those numbers grow by the minute. And yesterday, we saw the most cancellations in a single day since the COVID pandemic. That's according to data from an aviation analytics company. And while all this is impacting most U.S. airports in some capacity, things are really bad at airports in places like New York, D.C., Philly, Dallas, Charlotte, and here in Atlanta. Some places even shutting down flights altogether yesterday. So Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy anticipates things getting somewhat back to normal by Wednesday.
Fox's Madison Scarpino here in Indianapolis. More than 60 flights have been canceled. Check flightaware.com to see if your flight is canceled. At 8:34, sports on WIBC, and you have to believe things sometimes before you could see them. That's what head coach Mike Vrabel for the New England Patriots said Sunday right after his team beat the Denver Broncos 10-7 in a snowy AFC Championship game to reach Super Bowl 60.
We got a great group of guys, and they continue to, again, believe in the things that we did, and they formed and created an identity, and they try to protect it.
And the win marked New England's first ever playoff victory at Mile High in Denver and sent the Patriots to their 12th Super Bowl, the most in NFL history. The Seattle Seahawks held off the LA Rams 31-27 in the NFC Championship game Sunday, earning another trip to the Super Bowl.
We didn't play our best game on defense, made enough plays to win. You got to give them a lot of credit. They had a great game plan, did some things we weren't ready for. We had to adjust again, par for the course for their offense. It's a team win.
So Super Bowl 60 will feature the Patriots and the Seahawks, a rematch of Super Bowl 49. The game will be played in Santa Clara, California on February 8th. The Indiana Pacers finished their road trip early this afternoon in Atlanta against the Hawks. Tip-off at 1:30 because of the weather. Sports on WIBC brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:35. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Bear.
Yeah, Ryan, looking at the east side, westbound 72, northbound 65, the ramp has reopened, and that ramp lane, it's covered in snow, and I see people exiting slowly, carefully. It's just kind of a goat rope as everybody follows each other off westbound 70 into the east side, near east side of Rural Street in this case. But that ramp is open. It is just really hazardous, and that's what you can find on a lot of the exit and entrance ramps here this morning. Lots of snow. The entire WIBC listening area under a travel warning, which means staying put unless you're emergency personnel or maintenance or some type of essential worker. Now, on the west side, this is northbound 465 exiting to Crawfordsville Road. A stall on the exit. The ramp is open. North side, eastbound 465 going to Meridian 31. A stall on the exit ramp. The ramp is open. It's just tricky. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts, big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
We have got, I shouldn't say we've got, we are at 1 below in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 8:37.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
Hi, I'm Lexi, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where we're all about you. Your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. We'll take total care of you. First, come browse all the beautiful settings in our cases. Take your time and try on as many as you want. You'll know when you put your ring on. Your heart will skip a beat. Now, onto your center stone. We can look at different diamond shapes and sizes until we find the perfect match. Come visit us in store, because a friend wants you to get exactly what you want. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to say
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
Taxes was waiting on the refund you needed yesterday.
All right, your car repair is going to run about $3,000.
Ugh. Now Taxes is getting back on the road with TurboTax and Credit Karma, where you can get your refund up to 5 days faster and get personalized guidance to take every dollar further. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Deposit a federal refund into Credit Karma Money account and early submission of refund data by IRS required. Terms apply. Banking services provided by MVB Bank, Inc. Member FDIC. Credit Karma is not a bank.
Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
It's time to fill up on the news, presented by Simple Quarters. Need to sell your home without the hassle? Sell your home to people you can trust. Call Simple Quarters, 317-900-HOME, 317-900-HOME. We have got Dow futures right now that are up just one. NASDAQ futures down 48. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be here. Good to be with you. We have got West Texas crude, a barrel price at $60.70 a barrel. The Brent crude out of the oceans at $65.56 a barrel. And the 10-year Treasury, once again in the 4.2s, at 4.227. Here's where it gets nuts. Gold is over $5,000 an ounce. It hit $51.10 today, right now at $5,062 an ounce. And your silver, $109.30. There is no world in which I predicted such a thing. I don't like it, because it says to me that there is serious unease out there, which is weird because people don't act like there's unease, because we see the consumer spending up. But if you speak to people independently, anecdotally, everybody's concerned about dollars. And if it wasn't for AI investments, holy cow, we've been through this up and down, left and right. Inflation is not down. People are still hedging against it. They see an issue. Whether or not that issue is going to come true, I don't know. All I know is in May, we will have a new Fed chair. We know that that's the end of Jerome Powell's term, and we know there's going to be a replacement. So, what do we have? The possibility of serious rate cuts, which could, of course, further the inflation issue. Could. And then you have this. Democrats have said they refuse to fund Department of Homeland Security because they won't fund ICE anymore because ICE is killing Americans. No conversation about what these un-American agitators are doing. And I don't claim that everything involving ICE is perfect, and I don't mind investigations into any of them. But if you will not engage the honesty about Renee Good blocking traffic and not listening to law enforcement, if you will not understand that this guy, Alex Preddy, was part of a group that was going after and tracking ICE, that he put himself in a situation. You won't at least acknowledge that these things happened, and you can acknowledge that you think ICE acted inappropriately. Both things can be true. But ICE is murdering people? That's just garbage. It's a lie told by liars. And now the Democrats think that this is a winner protecting illegal immigrants. They're not going to vote for appropriations. They'll shut down the government. They'll just shut it down again. So they have turned, once again, a story that shouldn't be anything into their cause celeb. They favored increasing subsidies for Obamacare, which was supposed to make health care affordable. So they admit that they lied. And now they're going to support illegal immigrants. They wouldn't shut down the government for Lake and Riley. They'll shut down the government for illegal immigrants. Well, the way ICE is acting, you have Democrats that are working with the Marxists on the ground to usurp Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. It is insurrection-y, and that's a nice way to say it. And the answer is push back 10 times as hard on these people who are un-American, who think that they should have control of law enforcement. 10 times as hard. Oh, so Tony, you believe in going out there and killing everybody? Is that what I said, you lunatics? Not you, them. But they are the ones who will lie. Not look at the totality of a situation. Not engage it honestly like we do. Whether they're in the NBA or whether they're trolls on Twitter. And it could be that that shutdown is why these things are jumping up. Because bad things afoot. We're following it all. Matt will have the traffic in just 2 minutes. Keep it right here. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Winter has shut Indiana down.
93 WIBC.
There are now 13 states with at least a foot of snow on the ground.
The storm's blamed for at least 9 deaths in several states. A teenager died while she was sledding, being pulled by a Jeep.
1 million people are without power.
What happens next?
The protests rage on in Minneapolis.
Happens here.
Over Saturday's shooting when a Border Patrol agent killed a protester, Alex Preddy.
It's a direct warning to the United States not to carry out an attack.
On air, online, and on Alexa.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
Traffic on the 5s, and hey, Matt Bear, What are we seeing out there?
Tony, back to the north split. The ramp has reopened from westbound 72, northbound 65, but it's like a one-lane exit ramp down, just that kind of ice-snow mixture. People are using it a single line to exit. It allowed plenty of space, so we're glad to see that. But the north split has been tough today. Southbound 65 approaching the north split. We have a stall now. Has not closed any ramps, but those ramps will be tricky as you make your exits. Looking at westbound 70 coming out of the south split. This is a stall blocking the left lane. Northwest side stall, northbound 465 exiting to Crawfordsville Road. The whole ramp is not blocked at the moment, but it is partially blocked. At Marion County, the entire WIBC listening area under a travel warning. That means if you absolutely don't have to travel, do not travel here today. The roads are bad. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 60% off, plus 24 months same as cash with 0% interest. Call or visit bwindow.com today because of B Window. They mean business. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
We are one below in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. The time is 8:46.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Hey, this is Malia. We often get asked when is the best time to buy, and the answer is today, not tomorrow. With rising utility costs, rising product costs, and missed opportunity costs, which you could be saving with a high-efficiency system. Give us a call today to schedule your free in-depth estimate, 317-577-8077.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
A new year means great new lease deals from Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Lease a 2025 Accord Hybrid Sport for $279 a month or a 2026 CR-V LX all-wheel drive for just $269 a month. Your choice for only $4,999 down. Make the most of the new year at Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Tax not included with approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only, not combinable with other offers. $10K a year, all fees, taxes, and first payment due at signing. Lease offers require qualifications for Honda loyalty. Offer ends January 31st, 2026. See dealer for details.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Get ready for an unforgettable night. Train hits the stage with Bare Naked Ladies and Matt Nathanson on Saturday, August 1st at Ruoff Music Center. Celebrate over 25 years of hits and sing along to all your favorites. More information at WIBC.com.
It's Redemption Monday!
Yeah, I don't remember. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. It's time to play America's favorite game. What the heck is that television theme song? Here's how we play our game. Producer Carl has picked a television theme song from yesteryear. I have to guess what it is. I can ask the chat room that is live streaming. There with me, youtube.com. Just go to WIBC and subscribe. I can phone a friend to Matt Bear, but he's not going to get it right. Here, I'll prove it to you. Let's phone a friend. Matt Bear, what is that television theme song?
That's Battlestar Galactica, Tony.
Nice. Well done, well played. We've played this before, so it's Redemption Monday. Ones I get wrong, he replays, and I have a chance to get it right. But I don't remember what it is.
You need to memorize these, Tony.
I don't need to do anything. I don't. You know what? It's too cold. By the way, the chat room is of no help. The chat room is full Matt Bear. Well, that's a theme song to Johnny Quest, Tony. Stop it. Oh, I think Dakota's right. Is this a theme to Let's Make a Deal? Yeah, there it is.
Well, she redeemed herself.
Yes.
You've been redeemed.
I get to use the chat room, and Dakota had it right, and this is the theme to Let's Make a Deal, and there it is. So I got it right, and that's the end of the conversation. I'm a genius. Thank you. Guys, chilly, cold. And there comes a moment where everyone's going to feel chilly, and your house is probably fine, but if we're going to get temperatures with the wind chill, it's going to be 25 below. That's what we're going to feel over the next couple days. Not everything's going to keep up. It's not. And so be calm, be patient, take care of yourself, check in on neighbors, get regular service on your parts, do all those things. It's going to be some very, very rough days ahead, and I think we're going to see more travel delays. Sean Duffy was saying he expects things to get back to normal by Wednesday. I would love for him to be right. I just don't see it. I think it's going to be a very rough few days of travel on the roads and then, of course, in the air. So slow and easy throughout these days. And I'm not going to get on the case of the people over there in doing the plowing, whether it's Marion County, Hamilton County, Hendricks, anywhere else. This is going to take time. And this snow is now frozen, and salt is not going to be, it's not just going to make everything magically better. It's just going to take a while. That's all there is. So a little patience. And don't be on the roads if you don't have to be. Right? You're getting stir crazy. Great. What does that matter? You should not be on the roads if you don't have to be. Be safe if you are on the roads. And if you don't want to listen to me, don't listen to me. Still be safe if you're on the roads. That's all I can ask. But I'm not getting mad at the plow people yet. My side roads still aren't plowed. I don't know if we're going to see anybody today or not. I think it's just going to be a slow, steady bit of work from these plows to get these roads in passable condition. And we're not getting any help from weather to make this stuff disappear. How did Matt and Carl get to the studio? They drove this morning. They had to drive. That's how they got to the studio, chat room is asking. And a heck of a job. But it wasn't easy. That's the point. Slow and easy. If you have to be going, some people have to get to work this morning. Weather doesn't mean anything. I'm talking about the people who don't have to. That the less on the road, the easier it is for people on the roads to get where they're going in a safe way without causing accidents. You heard Matt today. There's stuff already happening that's dangerous. Not only the accident itself, but how cold it is while you're waiting for help. And the help has to get there. And I don't want that to be delayed. That's all. But we've got all the weather updates here at WIBC.com. Follow Matt on Twitter X, Matt in Traffic, for the latest traffic updates and get those. And we will have more for you. Look out for those cold temperatures coming over the next 2 days with wind chills that are well below zero. I'm going to let Matt take it a little bit early with traffic just to make sure you've got everything that you need to get you to work if you're on the roads this morning. And I'll catch you again at noon. Matt, what do you got?
Yeah, Tony, working this up right now. It's a stall going from west